So again, welcome everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I'll leave the chat open for just another minute, but I'd like to welcome my co-host Attila Hevesi and the man of the hour, Ed Barsano. If you don't know who Ed is, you're going to know him real well. And by the way, sponsored by
Smart
Smart.
water.
That's the only way he's been able to do what he's been able to do and bring you a fantastic system that allows you to make money in your sleep. So with that, and I know I'm going to say some crazy things, and you're going to think I'm crazy. A lot of people do, but you're going to scratch your head through this. But you're going to see some amazing things that literally don't exist anywhere else. So give me just a moment to share my screen. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what you're going to see is about a 45-minute overview, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter, and a live system demonstration of the real live magical autonomous crypto trader and money management system that is the brainchild of, actually, it is a grown child, 25-year brainchild of Mr. Ed Barsano, and another 25 years of programming experience on top of that for a total of 50 years. You have exposure today, and we're so delighted and always a pleasure to have Mr. Barsano with us. He will go down in history. If you jammed Warren Buffett's brain and Einstein's brain together, you come out with Mr. Barsano. So we'll get a chance to hear from him. You'll see an overview and demonstration. This is a system that literally does not exist anywhere else. It's got 24 years of proven trading data. And in the last 3 years, it's actually going to be 4 years in April, a track record that has proven to record triple-digit returns, triple digits, three-digit returns in an 80% crypto winter down market. Now, here's the first time you should be looking at me going, you got to be crazy and scratching your head, but it's true. And we'll show you. You don't need any trading skills necessary. If you're brand new to crypto, that's probably the best person because you're wide open to learning. But if you're a seasoned veteran, then you're going to understand that you have a tool at your fingertips that will allow you to literally make money while you sleep. There's no learning curve. As you see this, novice or expert, ask 3 questions as you see the demonstration. Does it work? Is it easy? And can I do it? You'll find that the answer to all 3 is yes. What's the payoff? It was a payoff to me. I now have more money at the end of the month than the opposite, who I had been for a very long time, and that's not a place I want to return to. It's like having your own personal money machine, money printing machine that runs 24/7, 366. People go, really, 366? Yep, doesn't take leap year off either. 100% unattended. It's like having a professional trader at your fingertips focused on you and your life and your legacy and your profits that's less than a cup of coffee a day, literally. So last thing I'll say to you, if you would focus on the red down the bottom, what we're going to show you today is for informational and educational purposes only, period, end of story. Nothing that we share with you today is intended or should be considered to be financial, legal, or tax advice, but Mr. Barsano is here for if you need any marital advice. So with that, I'll stop my screen share. Let me introduce my good friend and great crypto expert, brings a lot to the table, Mr. Attila Hevesi, and he'll tell you his background, give you a short story of how he and Mr. Barsano met, and then we get to turn it over to the genius. So with that, Mr. Hevesi, how are you today?
I'm great. Thank you, Edward. Great introduction. And thanks, everybody, for being here today. You're going to enjoy this. Yeah, my job, like Edward said, is to give you a little bit about my background and how I met Ed. And as a result, we're all here today. And that's a really good thing because you're going to find out about something that really everybody should at least know about. You know, I believe anybody that's over the age of 18 and works for a living, they should at least know about the trader, the GoBabyTrade. And then they can make their own decision once they're educated and they gather all their research. But my background is mainly financial. Been in financial services all my life. I don't want to bore you with the details, but we'll fast forward to 2017. I found myself in a Bitcoin mining project. I made money in that project, but it didn't last. But I caught the fever. I really enjoyed understanding about the fact that there is a way to have sovereign money and there's options. And that really intrigued me. So it kind of caught the fever then, but then life got in the way. Fast forward to September 2020, and I just was in the right place at the right time, and I managed to understand. Thankfully, I understood that we were at the forefront of a digital money revolution. I totally missed the internet revolution. So I promised myself there's no way on earth I'm going to miss this one. It's just too interesting. It is the future for sure. The trains left the station, and um, it's too lucrative also. Okay. So now how did it happen that I met Mr. Barsano? Well, in 2012 is actually the year that I met him. I was introduced to him through a friend, and Ed's background is such that after high school he was in the Navy, and then several years later he ended up being one of the original first 300 programmers hired by Microsoft and Bill Gates. And now, folks, this is in the 1980s when Microsoft was going like this. Their phones were ringing off the hook. And from what Ed told me, they're working 22-hour shifts and sleeping under their desks for 2 hours a night and then repeat, rinse and repeat. And that's crazy, but that's what it was. So he was kind of a rock star with them for 9 years and then retired very comfortably at the young age of 39 and got into the stock trading. And unfortunately for him and many other people, he got his butt kicked in 2000 with the crash, stock market crash. So he figured out that this stock trading thing for the masses is totally rigged. And he was very, very disgusted
Word.
with everything. And he was very bored. So he said, you know what? I'm going to level the playing field. What I want to do, he's saying this now, what I want to do is I want to level the playing field so the average person out there, not the big boys on Wall Street, not the uber wealthy, but the average person, I want them to have a fair shot without gambling of making money in the stock market. So he developed the world's first fully robotic autonomous stock trader in the year 2000. That's 25 years ago, folks. And back then there was nothing like this, nothing, zero. I mean, the big boys on Wall Street had similar systems, but for the average consumer, unheard of. So, um, excuse me, what happened was he marketed this himself. And then in 2012, he kind of hooked up with a marketing a company that, they were pretty good and they teamed up with Ed. And he reluctantly did it because he likes being on his own and it was working for him. So he's like, why change a winning system? But they did sell $16 million worth of trader licenses for that particular trader in 2 years alone. That's a lot of business. So, but things happen. Partnerships are tough. He went back to doing it on his own. And in 2019, he sold the whole thing out to a hedge fund who had previously purchased many licenses from Ed. Now, the story takes a turn. This is where it gets interesting. Last March, almost exactly 1 year ago, I think it was about the 20 to the 20 to 25th of March, roughly there, of 2024. I had a little bit of a rough day at the office, and I'm self-taught. I taught myself everything about blockchain, not everything, but I'm not an uber expert, so to speak, but I know more than 98% of the people walking the streets, and I know what's coming. And that's why I said earlier the train has left the station. There's no turning around from this. We're way past that point. Okay. It's just more and more adoption is happening literally every day, every hour. And by the way, during the crypto winter, which you're going to hear in a few minutes, during the crypto winter, what most people don't realize, the innovation in blockchain and crypto and DeFi did not stop. It's just the average person didn't know that it kept roaring ahead. So that's why we are where we are today. But I have a very nice crypto portfolio and I like cash flow. So I had a rough day at the office and I'm thinking, what the heck? can I do? My crypto portfolio obviously is going to be very good to me here very soon. But I'm a cash flow guy. When I was young, my parents always said, Attila, cash is king. I think that's out the window. I think that really has morphed into cash flow is king. Because if you have enough cash flow, life is good at the end of that month. If there's not enough cash flow, that's a rough month. So I knew coming into this in September 2020 that I was going to be a guinea pig. I knew it was early. I knew it was the wild, wild west. I knew I was going to lose money. I didn't think I would lose $100,000, okay, in various cash flow projects. So I'm thinking to myself, how do I grow my money or how do I grow my crypto in a safe and secure way and while I sleep, basically, because I do subscribe and I do believe wholeheartedly that Warren Buffett nailed it several years back when he said, look, if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to work till you die. That's just a fact. You could only work so hard. You could work 18 hours a day. If your money's not growing and building upon itself, you're in big trouble. So it took me a full day, but after one full day, it hit me right between the eyes that, you know what? Um, I totally forgot about my buddy Ed Barsano. And I said, I'll bet somewhere in the last 3, 4 years, he developed a trader for the crypto market. And I still had his phone number in my iPhone. I tracked him down. We spoke for 3 hours and he confirmed my hunch. And he said, yes, I launched the crypto trader, autonomous, fully autonomous robotic crypto trader, just like the one we had in 2012 when I met him, except that one was for the stock market. And he said, Attila, this thing is light years ahead of this where the stock trader was. And I said, why is that, Ed? And he said, four reasons. Number one, stocks trade 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7, 365. I said, yeah, that's a big advantage, obviously. The second thing is that he said, you know what? He said, gosh, I hope I don't lose this charge. I'm plugged in, but I'm at a hotel in Iceland and I'm getting all kinds of signals here. So if you lose me, you guys are on your own. But
You're in
anyway,
a pretty nice room.
yeah, I only have, I don't know what's going on here, but it's, anyway, I think I'm good. So anyway, the second thing he said out of those four things, he said, um, what was the second? Oh yeah, the second thing he said was, Attila, you know better than anybody that in order to make money in trading, you need volatility and lots of it, whether it's crypto trading, stocks, precious metals, forex, you have to have, and there's no asset class with more volatility than crypto. I said, right again. The third thing he said was, back in the day in 2012, it was a very slow 60 to 90-minute download. It was downloadable software, so it was monotonous. But the trader traded for you 100% unattended, while you were doing whatever you wanted to do, or when you were at work, it was trading and making money for you. So now he said the third thing is it's not downloadable software anymore. It's web-based. I said, say that again? He said, it's web-based. I said, what does that mean? He says, well, when you buy the trader, I'll show you. So I bought the trader on the spot. 10 minutes later, I was trading live with just under $10,000 of crypto. 10 minutes. That's nothing like the old days. So I was very glad to hear that. But here's what really got me out of those four things. The fourth thing that he said was, Attila, I created an API. This trader connects directly to either your Coinbase account or your own Kraken account. You choose. So your funds are safe 1000% of the time. Now, that one really hit home for me because I just told you 5 minutes ago, I've lost over $100,000 in five various crypto cash flow projects that I've tried in the last 4.5 years. Why did I lose those monies? Think about it. Why did I lose that crypto? Because it was being held at a third-party exchange or wallet somewhere. So when the trouble hit, I couldn't get to it. Here, we are in control of our funds. That's a biggie. And it should be a biggie for you too. Okay. And it was a very big thing for Crypto Casey when she heard that, because if that wasn't the case, Crypto Casey would not have promoted GoBabyTrade and let everybody that listens to her know about it, because what she tries has to be safe and sound. So with that, I will tell you, I've got my trader working now 1 year, and it works even better than the stock trader did because it's easier, it's simplified, and it's a much more volatile marketplace. We have much more up and down action than in the stock market that's over 100 years old. Stock market's boring. This is not boring. Okay. So with that, before I introduce our guest, and I'm going to ask him two or three of the most common questions that some of you probably have on your minds right now, but I want you to keep at the forefront of your mind two things before I do that. The first thing is that as we go through this, actually three, as we go through this, Ed Barsano will actually say, when you trade or when you do this, or you're not doing anything. The only thing you're doing is making a decision to buy the 3-year license and earn money while you sleep. That's the only thing you're doing. Once you're set up in 10 minutes or less, there's nothing for you to do. So when he says when you trade, or what he means is when the trader is trading or doing its thing for you, not you. The second thing is when we say set it and forget it, and this is kind of part of the first thing, but when we say set it and forget it, it really is set it and forget it. It's take it literally, please, please do take it literally. So you could buy the license, go to, let's say you come here to Iceland where I'm visiting right now, okay? And you forgot your phone, you forgot your computer, and let's say internet goes out on the island of Iceland, and you're here for 2 months. Your trader, your GoBabyTrade trader, is making money for you on Ed Barsano's servers. You don't even need to look at it. So it's literally set it and forget it. This is not where you get signals and you have to input stuff or anything crazy like that. Okay. Even that's too much work for me. I'm a busy guy. I don't have time for that. Okay. Um, and then the last thing I would like everybody to keep right here at the forefront of your mind as we go through this is just think about what this man did. With 50 years of programming experience, 25 programming robotic autonomous traders with AI, he's leveled the playing field where without you or I being an accredited investor, really without us knowing anything about trading, without us knowing literally anything about crypto, you hardly have to know anything about computers. You could now make money while you sleep. That's never been done before, folks. Never been done before. And with a 25-year track record that has proven itself over and over and over again. So with that, Ed Barsano, again, thanks for being here like you are gracious enough to do every single week, and grace us with your presence.
Ah,
Yeah,
yep,
it's amazing I did all that and I'm only 30 years old.
Yeah, there you go.
you didn't
Thank
age, you didn't age so well. When are you going to be endorsed by Genius Water? Because Smart Water is not enough for you.
I
Yeah,
know
there
these
you go.
guys gotta pay me for my endorsements.
That's right.
People always call me a genius. I drink smart water, that's all. I'm not a genius.
just,
But that
just,
that
just,
bottle
just
that bottle will come into play here.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, we're joking about the sponsorship. There is no sponsorship. However, they could. Well, I'll be your agent on that. And before you get started, and we've had a couple of people since I mentioned that Crypto Casey was live with us on the 12th. I'm going to
Yes.
put in the chat uh, the there you go. If you missed it, then there is the replay of when she was with us. It was absolutely awesome. Yep, you'll see the bright and shiny Mr. Ed Barsano there as well. So with that, my apologies for the interruption.
That's okay, Edward.
Barsano.
No problem. We don't mind speaking while you're interrupting. Not a problem.
It
Anyway,
won't
There's
be
gonna be a lot of that, right?
it
yeah,
won't be the last time.
that's right. That's right. And I'll do the same. But anyway, Ed, the first question that we get, and probably the most common one is this. You have a robotic autonomous trader with AI, and I know Microsoft sent you off to learn about AI in 1989. So you've been at that a while.
Right.
But in the last 1 or 2 years in the crypto DeFi blockchain space, we've heard about these AI traders, AI bots, AI, crypto AI bot this, crypto AI bot that. What's the difference, or what is the distinction, and what sets your autonomous robotic trader with AI from these buzzwords that are so liberally
Right.
thrown around out there.
Well, there's, I could answer this so many different ways.
Yeah.
Um, but, for starters, in a nutshell, AI is a learning system. It's like a baby. It doesn't know what it doesn't know until it sees it.
Mhm.
So if an AI just came out last year, then they can't know what happened 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 10 years ago. I've been doing this 25 years. My robotic traders have always had AI built in. And even my original trader, that was downloadable software. And I'm pointing up here at the menu. This is what I did because in the old system had a link up there that said AI. And you could click on it and see everything that the AI was doing, all the numbers. Um, so, AI can't tell you 1 plus 1 is 2 until it learns it on its own. You can't give it a rule like that. You can't say, I want you to remember AI, 1 plus 1 is 2. You can't tell it that. It has to learn it, just like a child, right? It's got to hear it over and over and over again. With AI, it hears it millions of times because every robotic trader is writing data that the AI is learning from, literally every minute. Each auto trader, each of your traders is writing to that AI, to the AI files, and the AI is training. Those of you who know AI, you have to train the neural net, for pattern recognition. So it loops through that data millions of times. So that's how it knows things. So a 25-year-old competing with a 2-year-old, if you will,
Huh.
they don't have a prayer. And then besides that, where did all this AI come from? They never had it before. I've been doing these robotic traders since 2000. When I automated TD Ameritrade in 2006, I didn't hear anybody talking about AI. I never even bragged about the AI because it was just natural that I would put the AI in the system. I never said, oh, look at me, I have an AI trader. I never did anything like that. Um, AI is a nice add-on to the trader. And for those of you who ever watched a cooking show, here's the baskets. You open up the baskets. You remember the Chop Champions? They open up the basket and they say, this ingredient has to be the star of the dish, right? Well, AI is not the star of the dish. The robotic trader is the star of the dish. The robotic trader is making all the decisions. AI is just an add-on. So when the auto trader is ready to buy or sell, it calls the AI and says, "What do you think? Do you agree with me on this, or should I hold off?" And if the AI says, "Hold on, hold off, don't do it yet, the price is going to go higher, or the price is going to go lower if I'm buying more," then the software will hold off. But the software is making the decisions. The software is deciding when to buy, how many shares to buy, and all of that. It's doing all the decision making. The AI is a nice side dish. It's a nice add-on. I would never brag about AI. I would never say, "Oh, look at me, I have an AI trader." AI is in the trader, but that's it. It's a nice add-on.
Perfect. Perfect. Well explained. Thank you. So the second most often asked question is really more of a misconception. It's not understood real well, but this is real important for people to grasp. So please listen carefully, folks. When you buy the license and you go live with any amount of money, it doesn't matter, 5 grand, 2 grand, 20 grand, 80 grand, 800 grand. People are almost shocked that all the money is not pulled into the trader at
Oh,
once.
yeah, right.
And it's
Yeah,
such a silly thought because well, I'll let you explain that. What your system actually has a built-in, your strategy is a built-in money management system that people are
right.
unaware of. So explain
And
that
that's
part.
that's a key component,
Yeah.
to the robotic trader. Without the money management, you're just a buy and holder.
Hmm.
For those millions of people out there who just go all in, I'm going to look at this as if this is the coin, and they go all in at the top because I hear this almost every day. People say, "I want my robotic trader putting more money at work," because they think that's the secret to making money is putting more money all in. That's not the answer of how to make money in the market. That's a good way to lose a lot of money quickly. Because when the price goes lower and you're all in up here, you don't have any money down here. When the price goes down, you want to be able to continuously trade no matter where the price goes. It could go down 70%. you're still down here buying and selling for the rest of your life. They can't stop you from taking money. So it doesn't matter where the price goes as long as you do proper money management. If you go all in at the top, and even if you don't go all in and you say, "Well, I want most of my money," and well, you're taking away from the trades that it's going to go down here because you took away money that it needed down here. So you're going to be trading in small lot sizes. Each time it buys, I call that one lot. I just bought one lot of crypto. And I want to be able to have as much money in each lot, no matter where the price is. I don't want the amount of shares that I bought down here to be a lot lower than what it was up here. If I'm making $20 a trade up here, I don't want to be making $2 a trade down here. I want to still be making whatever I was making continuously wherever the price goes. And that requires proper money management. And the software does that for you automatically. So you don't want to be all in at the top.
Gotcha. No, that's great. You know, you have a really, really good visual that you
Oh, yeah,
use.
right.
Maybe you could put that up on the screen because that really everybody raves about that visual, including me. Every time I see it, I love it.
Yeah,
It's called the bucket in the well, folks. And by the way, we will see in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Just in a few minutes, we're going to see a live trader, and that's really
yeah.
where it hits home with people. So there it is.
But it's important to understand how the trader works. If you understand how the trader works, then you're
Hmm.
home free.
Right.
And the concepts are very simple. When I was actually presenting from 20 when I was doing the stock market, because this actually answers some questions some people have. It's like, if he's so rich and all that, why is he even doing this? Well, I didn't know anything in 2000 when I lost 60% of my wealth. And I was already retired 5 years and I was bored to death. And when that market crashed, I said, "You picked on the wrong guy, baby. I'm going to hurt you for that. I'm going to release auto traders to the public and show everybody that the market is nothing but numbers going up and down. With proper money management, you'll take money out of the market forever." So I
Hmm.
started presenting all over the country to audiences. And then people started calling me, "Will you come and talk to us in Austin, Texas, or Seattle, Washington?" And I'd fly everywhere. And they would even say, "We'll pay you for it." And I'm like, "I don't want anything. My payment is I'm going to stand in front of your audience and I'm going to learn what they're saying, how they like to do things, and I'm going to expel what I like, what I can tell them how things really work." So
Hmm.
I learned from everything. And what I learned is everybody wants to make money. All over the country, it was the same. Same concept. I want to make money, but nobody knew how. What I discovered was, and it was a surprise to me, I was surprised that everybody was gambling. And I'm like, "Why are you gambling? They're throwing this free money at you and you're over here gambling. Why are you doing that?" I could not understand it. So I created this bucket and a well to demonstrate, if you just keep taking money forever, wherever it goes, you're just buying and selling, buying and selling. And if you do proper money management, no matter where the price goes, you can see here it went a little lower. So instead of buying and selling up here, it went down here and it's buying and selling. So you're holding that one loser. I'm not worried about that because it doesn't, now I'm holding two losers and I'm down here buying and selling forever. Those I call them one lot. Each purchase is one lot. Those few lots don't matter because I'm going to be buying and selling down here thousands of times. That's only one lot going down. This is thousands of trades. And then when the price jumps big like it just did, you're selling off all those lots that you bought at the higher price. And let me show you what that looks like actually. Do I have it here? Let's just go to CoinMarketCap. I'll show you. Let's just show you for an example what it looks like Alchemy Pay. Let's look at a 1-year chart. So you're trading in perpetuity. See all these up and downs? You're buying and selling like crazy. Even though the coin's going lower, you think you're losing? No, you're not. You're raking all these profits out of the market like crazy forever, all year long. And then when it goes higher, like it did here, anything you bought below that mark right there, that price right there, you sold off. So or look at what it did just January 31st. This coin went from 2 cents to 5 cents. And I mean that's a what is that? A 250% return? No, two
Yeah.
to four. Yeah, that's a huge return in one day. And
Yep.
anything you bought all year, any of those lots that you held that you bought at a higher price, they're all gone. You sold them all off, every one of them. So you're starting all over again with that coin. Everything you took all that free money. It's just literally I call it free money. I mean, people think they have to gamble and the crypto market is risky and all that, and I'm like, the crypto market is the greatest thing I ever saw in my life. For 25 years, I mean, how long? For 20 years, from 2000 to 2021, I was just doing cryptos and I mean stocks. And people asked me all the way back in 2017 until people were asking me, automate the crypto market. I didn't even look because I was zeroed in on the stock market. And I was
Hmm.
sorry, don't have time to look at that now. I'm busy with the stock market. But then after I sold the old system off that was downloadable software, 40 support people. I mean, we were like the geek squad with the old system. Somebody has a problem with their computer in Ireland, they're calling us. Hey, I can't connect to the internet. I'm like, can you go to Google? No. Then why are you calling me? You need to call your ISP or something. That's not my software causing that. So we were like the geek squad. And so I sold that company off. I think it was actually 2018 maybe. And I rewrote the software to be web-based. So you don't have to download any software. And that really that would really reduce the support if I got rid of all of that. And then I rewrote it to be web-based. So it runs on my servers. You turn it once you sign up, it's running on the servers right away. And you never have to worry about it anymore. It's always running. But so it's always just taking all this free money, regardless of where the coins go.
Mm. Awesome.
Um, you want me
Awesome.
to jump into the trader now? Take
Yeah,
a look at
please do,
the trader.
because that's where the additional questions
This
always
is for
come in.
everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what everybody wants to see. I just like you to understand how the software works and why it's just free money forever.
Yep.
And it just keeps taking profits. Here's the closed trades over here. It just keeps taking money. It's just free money for life. This free money, the bucket is like a jelly jar. You keep throwing marbles in it forever and it just spills over. I mean, we never sell at a loss, so there's no way to lose any money. It's just sit back and relax and watch it take money forever. You can see down here today's trades right here. There's a couple closes. And if you look over here, there's the total profits taken. And you can see the account value, and you can see the 30-day profits taken. Very slow month. This has been a slow month. Even though you can see all these profits, I mean, that 13,000, that's all these, and you can see down here on the lower right, it's just constant. The ones down here without a price these are buys. And so it's just buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling repeatedly forever. And nobody can stop it. So when I turned on the crypto trader for the first time in 21, I said, oh my God, I'm done with stocks, man. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Seriously, after 21 years of just doing stocks, when I turned on that crypto trader, I said, and I looked at these percent moves that I was looking at today's move. I'm like, I mean, they were crazy back in 21. I mean, they were like 18% up, 7% down. I'm like, whoa, this is gold to an auto trader, man. High volatility is gold to an auto trader. That is free money. You know, you don't want to. It's like if you bought a silver dollar and threw it in a drawer. The price of silver is going up and down like crazy. It still is right now. But that silver dollar, you're just waiting for it to go to some new high. You're missing thousands of trades. And I've talked to people. I talked to one guy not too long ago. He said, I have a toolbox full of silver. And I'm like, dump it all. Dump all that. You go to cash, man, and throw it all in the crypto market and take trades, take profits almost every day of your life. I mean, don't you, if you were walking down the street and you found $200 on the ground, you'd pick it up. If you were walking down the street and you found a $10 bill on the ground, you would pick it up. This auto trader is just constantly taking. It's just free money.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
You breezed over something that obviously Attila and I and some of our fans have noticed, but you breezed over something, one of many things that completely sets your automated trader and money management system apart from everybody else. And I don't think I've ever asked you this question before, or anybody. There isn't anything like this. So, but it sets it apart that people you breezed over it. Let's focus on it for a second. You
Sure.
said your system never sells at a loss on purpose. Can you explain that?
Well, it'll never sell at a loss. It's always taking profits because if it goes lower, and see, these are the violations that I say where the auto trader behaves differently than what we're taught. All the misinformation on the internet or these teach me to trade courses and all that, they're all wrong. They're all teaching you to gamble. And they're saying things like if a coin goes down 3% or something, sell it at a loss. Lock in your loss. Well, they don't call it lock in your loss. They call it stop the loss, stop loss. And I'm like, all I see you doing is locking in a loss. Because I'm not worried. If it'll go back there and I'll sell it at a profit. It doesn't matter. I never sell it at a loss. So that's what we're doing. I never, now, if you click close manually and manually close something at a loss, that would be that wouldn't be smart. You could click on the plus over here in the left corner and you can see the individual lots. Like this one here is up 1.22%. So at least that's profitable. If you click, you can click on close this lot. So you can see this one here, the 86.97 that it took, that's down here. You can see it down at the bottom here. That one's closed. So the software automatically closed that at 2.82%. It really wanted 3% was the goal, but the price went down as the order was going in. So it took that. The next one's down 6.69%. You wouldn't want to click close on that and close that one. You'd be selling it at a loss. I don't think that would be very smart to sell things at a loss. As long as you never sell anything at a loss, you're just always going to rake in profits forever. Go to Doge. Let's go down here. This one's down 0.077%. Whoops. This one lot, the top lot, the most recent lot. It's last in, first out. The last one I buy is the first one I'm going to sell profitably. I can hold these other losers. Don't worry about those. I'm down here where the action is. The software follows the price wherever it goes. See, I've got the market trapped. This is the
Mhm.
diabolical thing. This is where I really love it. I mean, I got them by the you-know-whats. And it's taken a lot of years to unlearn all the misinformation out there and to take it all out of the trader. I said, we're not going to chase indicators. I got 27 indicators. Let the AI handle that. It does wonderful with that. It assigns percents to each indicator. It does all that pattern recognition on the indicators. But the trader itself is chasing money directly. And no matter where that price goes, I got the market trapped because they want to lower it, go ahead, be my guest. You can go ahead and lower it 5 days in a row. Make my day. Make it 7 days for all I care. Because the lower you go, now I've accumulated lots. I actually got, this is interesting. I got a text message today from somebody. Let me just read this. I mean, it's a simple message. He said, let the comeback begin. I love I love where we were buying, even though everything was dropping. A lesson for newcomers, Ed. He loved it. We were buying while the coins were dropping. So we got you want to go lower? Make my day. I'll buy more down here because now you can never raise it higher. I am actually, if you think about it, and we should all feel the same. When you buy something, you've just froze that price for the entire world. Think of it, millions of people trading the crypto market, they can't raise that price. That means nobody can make money. And when they do, I take my cut. I'm like the tax man, baby. I don't care where that price goes, you got to pay me. There's no more free ride for the wealthy where they get to run these prices up and down like this, which is an embarrassment to humanity that they are moving these prices like that and people aren't taking profits. You're just sitting on it. How many people out there? I mean, you think of yourself. How many did you take any profits out of the crypto market today or yesterday? Or are you letting all this go by and you're not taking anything? It's a sin.
For
It's free money.
clarification,
Just
Ed,
take it.
clarification. You mentioned that you've got the crypto market by the coins,
You know
right?
what?
The by the coins.
Yeah, there may be women on this. It'd be nice. But we've got them trapped. We literally have them trapped, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. I almost feel like I got to be stopped. It's like I'm doing something illegal. But hey, I didn't make the market free money. And people for years say, well, if that was real, that's impossible and things like that. And let me tell you what's impossible. Trying to predict what a coin's going to do the next day, all that forecasting and stuff that are out there, that's all a bunch of baloney because that's impossible. If you could predict, and I don't care, I know some of you right now are thinking, no way I can do it. Okay, then you are richer than Bill Gates. Because if you actually could know what a coin's going to do tomorrow morning, right now, you would, if you know it's going to go higher tomorrow, then mortgage your house right now. Put every dollar you have in there and buy it because if you know it's going higher tomorrow, it's like you don't know that. So all that forecasting, trying to predict, look, sitting in front of charts, trying to predict what a coin is going to do. If that worked, you'd be the richest person on the planet. I know I would be. The thing is, I don't know what it's going to do. So therefore, I have to allocate the proper funds. I have to reserve funds to cover where it goes, so that no matter where it goes, I'm always taking money. I mean, like I said, I've got them trapped. They could drop 90%. Go ahead, make my day. I don't care. And actually, they did go 90%. Look at Alchemy Pay, ACH right here, the top one. That was 12 and a half cents 3 years ago before the crypto winter started in October of 21. It's sitting at 2 cents right now. I've taken what have I taken? $143,000 of free money from that coin while it was going down.
That
So
coin has
even
a
though it dropped all the way down here, now it's down here wiggling a little bit like this, little wiggles, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Every time they try to go higher, like they went up 100% on January 23rd, was it?
no,
No,
it was the 30th and 31st. And you're talking about ACH has a market cap. I don't know if people noticed when you brought up the coin market cap pricing. It has a market cap of $260 million. And it's trading for 2.3 cents.
yeah,
Veronica
it should be
says
at 20. It should be
Veronica
$20 a coin.
Ed Veronica says you have them by the coin hones.
Come on.
Ah, that's a
Nice.
good
I
one.
like that. But look at January 30th and January 31st. ACH, it jumped from 2 cents to 5 cents, on January 30th and 31st. Everybody running a GoBabyTrade auto trader, just about everybody owns ACH because that's one of my staples. When you first come on, you're probably going to buy that coin. So we sent tens of thousands of closed trades to the exchanges. And look at all that free money, man. It was just free money. I mean, to wake up and all of a sudden you saw ACH jumped like that, and all these auto traders started flooding the market with closed trades, just locking in all that free money. Then they tried to wiggle here, where so it opened more. When they tried to go down a little bit, the auto trader bought more, and then
Hey,
sold,
Ed,
literally
Ed,
sold it 2 hours later.
Ed, let me ask you a question. We're getting up to the point where we're going to be getting into the Q&A, folks. We're going to get to you. Questions are coming in already. Let's go over a couple things that come in as questions usually. When somebody that's listening to this clicks on the link that my partner Edward just put into the chat, which is Crypto Casey's link, if somebody wants to purchase the $1,000 discounted license for 3 years. When you click
Right.
on that, show them the screen that they could get to. Okay, this is what you will be seeing, folks. Guess what? These are all clickable links. So even before you purchase the 3-year license, you could DYOR, do your own research and click on videos. There's over 30 of the most frequently asked questions in the FAQs. There's the trade reports, which we're going to cover now. There's highest trade counts, which we're going to cover after the trade reports. There's a blog. So there's so much information at your fingertips, even before you push the flashing red buy button. But this is the trade reports. People ask us all the time, what kind of ROI can I expect? We can't tell you that because there's no guarantees. Remember, Edward said we're not offering financial advice, tax advice. We're not making any financial recommendations for you. We're just educating you on a system that
This
all it
is
does is
almost
make
in a
you money.
completely down market. This is a completely down market last year. I mean, it was a bear market last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And we still took over 100% return. I mean, who wouldn't do that? What multi-millionaire wouldn't do that? People ask me, why'd you lop off the price that the trader will trade at 2 million? Because I didn't create it for the wealthy. I created it for regular people. I created it for a guy that's only got $2,000 or $3,000 or $45,000. I didn't create it for the guy with $10 million. I told him he has to go ahead and buy more auto traders. I'm not going to just let him just use one trader. And here's another common question I get. This number one guy did 122% because that's what this is sorted by, the percent return. So he started with $108 and he made 132. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but he doubled his money, and that's the best you can do, really, almost with for free money. And so somebody said, well, why would he pay $3,500 for software and then only trade $100? You know, the only answer I can think of is if I go down further and look at what other people did when they did that. This guy started with 500 and he made almost 500, which is 99%. He should have $1,000. His ending balance should be 1,000. But look, it's not. It's 5,400. Same thing here. The next one even. This guy started with 9,000, made another 9,000. He should have 18,000, but he doesn't. He's got 34,000. The reason this number is big, his ending balance is bigger on almost all these, is because once they see what the trader does, they find money to put in, more money. They start. I'm telling you what's going to happen. I can tell you. I'm Nostradamus. Only because I talk to so many people every day, and I can tell you, people are looking for where can I find more money to put in here. So all money in other projects that you have going on will eventually make it into GoBabyTrade. This is the one place you can just park it and watch it make money. This is a 7-Eleven without the bricks and mortar, I call it. You put product on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price. The proper money management is what makes it work, is the key to the market. Don't throw all your money in at the top. And that's a problem. That's a question I get every single day. How do I get my auto trader to make it put more money in? I'm like, why do you want to do that? Well, I want it to make more money. That's not the answer. throwing all your money in at the top is not the secret to making it make more money. You need proper money management. Let the auto trader do what it does, man. Let the computer do what it does. That's always been an issue with me going all the way back, even at Microsoft. It's like people, you're in a fulfillment department. I was talking to a fulfillment department once at Microsoft. Somebody whose job it was, some programmer whose job it was to work with them was on vacation or something. So they said, Ed, will you go down there and talk to the fulfillment department and see what it is they're looking for? And so I go there and they said, well, we get these, we get what we want is we want when somebody says they want something, we want to print it out over there. And then we want to take the then we want to go ahead and create, paper. They want to print it on paper, and then they want to retype it into another system and to print the labels and all. I said, why don't we just do it in one fell swoop? Let the guy on the phone that knows what they need and let it go right to the printer. You know what I mean? Let's let the computer do what it does. Let technology do what it does. And I've always been good at that, streamline and get the job done and eliminate the human being. And that's really what everybody's worried about in technology, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the problem with technology is with AI and all that's out there now is it's dumbing down society. It's making it where you don't have to do any research. All you do is you go to ChatGPT and say, produce this paper for me. Done. That's the
Crazy.
danger.
Yeah. Ed, that's a great explanation on this. Now we got one more thing to cover before we get into the Q&A, and that is
My favorite time, the Q&A.
yeah, the highest trade count. If you could cover that real quick, because folks, understand this, when you buy the trader and you get the license and you don't know which cryptos to choose, first of all, please, please, please understand, you don't make more money by having more coins in the trader trading. Actually, it could work against you. The most successful traders trade with 3 to 5 coins. Okay. And if you're under a couple $1,000s, I don't even recommend you have more than 1 or 2. Okay. So don't get crazy with putting in 10, 20 coins. You're going to be shooting yourself in the foot. You heard it from me right now. Okay.
Well, what'll happen if you do that is you have your funds, 100% of your funds, and you have these coins. If I'm trading 5 coins, I've divided that 584,000 into 116,000 per coin. If I double the coins, then I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to cut this in half for
Right.
each coin. And the more coins you have, the less money you have per coin. I know people trading with 25 coins, they've got 4% per coin. So
That
that would
makes some
be,
sense.
if I did that, I would have reduced out of all that money, I would have reduced it to 23,000 per coin instead of 116,000 per coin.
Yeah. But the reason I bring that up is because you do have Ed Barsano on this screen on top has, you can't see it now because it's not a new trader, but when you go to buy the trader and you set it up, is a button that says default. It's a grayed out box that says
Yeah,
default.
right.
Guess what? You click on that and it defaults to the 3 amazing coins he's been using 3 years plus,
Right.
3 years plus, with which he's made 3-digit returns in an 80% down market. That's not bad. That's a pretty good choice.
No, it's
Default.
great.
Yeah.
Those
But
coins should be $20 a share, man, instead of 2 cents.
I know it's crazy, but this is another way to do more research. So go ahead, Ed.
Well, this report here is, what do you call it, Edward?
The $1 billion report. I used to call it the $1 million report because this information does not exist any consolidated and distilled.
Oh,
It's not available anywhere else on planet Earth. You're providing this. You're providing this on the outside of the shell. You're not even making people buy the trader and then giving it to them. What kind of value is that? If you never buy the trader, we highly suggest that you do. Where else are you going to make 100 or potentially 100% on your money year over year? I don't know. I mean, Ed, your bank pays almost that, right? Right.
More
But
like, I don't even know, 1%, I think.
well, I can tell you that it's 15 times below what inflation is, right? So you keep
Right.
playing the game long enough, you're gonna not have money, period, unless you have something that will help you grow your money. This report literally makes it easy. Click, click. What are the most volatile coins? Volatility, and again, actually, it's a good time for me to inject this, right? People know a bull market is what? An up market. People know a bear market is what? A down market. Not in this trader. This
And they're
trader
wrong.
literally is a paradigm shift of what we're taught a bull and a bear market is. The higher the volatility, it's considered a bear market. It doesn't matter whether it's going down or up because it's wiggling all the way up and all the way down. A bear market using this tool is when there's no volatility, and you'll show them that in this report down the bottom. But what this does is it distills the information for you. You have to do zero research. Again, remember, even on the outside of the machine, you can go look at this report and go, "Oh my gosh, I want to trade Swift." Right?
Right here, highest count report. Boom.
Right. And I just put in, just so you know, Attila, I apologize. I put it in after you mentioned. I did just last thing I put in the chat was Crypto Casey's exclusive discount link. And if you click on that link, it'll take you right back to that front page where you can go, okay, let me see the highest trades.
Right. And what this shows you here is the coins that gave you, if you were trading these coins 1 year for the last year, 12 months, it's a 12-month report. And I produce this report once a month. It shows how many trades you would have got for each coin, like 1,923 trades over the last year, 2,213 trades over the last year, 188 trades a month. It's all about volatility. How many of these can I get? How many buys? I mean, how many sells can I get? These are all closed trades. And it shows you month over month how many trades it did each month over the last year. I only had room for eight months here. So I'm only showing 8 months instead of the whole 12.
Clarification, it's closed profitable trades. You heard
Yes.
earlier, the system does not sell at a loss. Yes, it'll take positions that you're still holding, but that's inventory waiting for the market to bounce. And if you were watching the market, it bounces all the time. Big, not 1%, not 2%. Sometimes it's 20 or 30% at a clip, and you could literally clean out your entire inventory in one day.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't worry about how much any coin is down or anything. None of that matters. It's how many lots. If you're running a 7-Eleven, you want product on your shelf that is moving, and up and down, up and selling, buy and sell, buy and sell. So like you can look at WIF here, 1,891 trades, 96 trades on average per month. Now you would think, well, the 188 sounds better, right? However, let's look over on the monthly side of things. The one with 188 is a skewed number because it had a couple big months. Look at what some of the other months were. 15 trades in a month, 27 trades in a month. I don't like that. If I go to WIF, WIF, its lowest month is 55 trades. There's no 12 trades in 1 month. So if I'm trading that coin, I feel pretty confident that I'm going to get at least 55 trades. That's cool. Or the one below it, Pepe, another very popular one. 52 is its lowest month. And then the next one above that is 73 trades the next month.
And let me add a little bit of context to that, Ed. Right. So the system, we didn't speak specifically about this, but when someone buys the system, you have all of the defaults set. You literally turn it on, and you can go anywhere for a day or a year, and it's going to be trading on your behalf. So the default setting on the profit side and the buy side is 3% profit up. Now, don't think that it's not going to potentially take more than that because it calls the AI. And if it's going to continue higher, it'll let it go. But worst case scenario, you're selling at a 3% number. On the downside, it's buying at a 3% drop, adding inventory, but only buying a couple lots a day. So you're not catching a falling knife, but it will wake up the next day and it will continue to analyze and buy a couple more lots if it continues down. But let me add some context. You talked about WIF, right? I've got to do it on my calculator because I went to public school for math and I learned it wrong, right? So 55 times the 3%, right? If you own that coin for just that month, I'm going to do two numbers, right? I'm going to do the 55. That's 165% profit on that one coin in 1 month. How bad is that? 96 times 3.
It's
If
free
you own that
money.
coin for 1 year, 288% on your money. Where are you going to find that? By the way, since the system never sells at a loss, there's only two ways you can blow yourself up. If you go manually trade because you're nervous and not going to let the system of 2.5 million, more than 2.5 million lines of code and 25 years worth of work, not do its thing. If you think you're going to be smarter than that and physically close a lot out, that's the only way. That's one of the ways you can lose money using the system. The other way is if the company goes out of business. And you can see, for example, Swift. Actually, all of the top 10 that I see are on Coinbase. Some are only on Coinbase. Some are on Coinbase and Kraken. Right. So Coinbase is the strongest, most popular exchange on the planet. If you think it's like the New York Stock Exchange, if you think they're gonna pick crap coins and potentially ding their reputation, think again. So one, you can almost but eliminate the risk of if the company goes out of business, and two, you've eliminated the risk unless you've personally physically close a lot out at a loss. You can't lose. It's just how much money can you make? And if we said over the past, as we said over the past 3.5 years, almost 4 years, come this April, that it's made 100% more than that, but triple-digit returns is what I said. Only telling you what it's done in the past. Nobody knows what it's going to do in the future. But again,
We're in uncharted waters there. I've never seen
right,
a complete bull market yet.
right. It's never
That's
seen
going to
that.
be interesting.
Right. In an 80% down market, it creates triple-digit returns. If we came to you and said, there's an opportunity for you to make 25% return on your money.
This may be what we're going to be seeing in the bull market, like the last few months, versus in the earlier in the year where the numbers were lower.
Right.
So
Remember volatility.
These numbers are going to go off the map. You can see right here, like the last 4 months. Look at that.
Right.
Versus the 4 months before it.
Remember the paradigm shift. In this system, isolated only in this system, a bull market is more volatility. You've got the stats to show it. These aren't made up reports. These are dynamic.
Oh yeah, go to the bottom.
Every month.
Let's look at the junky coins at the bottom that nobody in GoBabyTrade trades. You go to the bottom, look at this. 7 trades, 0 trades, 9 trades. These are all, look at the junky numbers you're looking at here. I mean, we don't trade garbage like this. We don't trade stuff like this that gives you such low numbers each month. I want to trade coins that are going to give me big numbers.
And where else can you find this kind of information? Nowhere.
And the important thing for me is one of my favorites is like Ondo.
Yeah, Ondo's good. Yeah, that's a good project, by the way. Ondo's a solid project. I like picking 3 to 4 solid projects and sticking with them.
That never had a lower month than that, 48 and 53, and then all the next months greater than that. I feel confident that my trader is going to crank out at least 48 trades in the month trading that coin. That's just 48 profitable trades, free money. And that's only one coin. I'm trading 4 or 5 coins, cranking out hundreds of trades a month.
Time to take off your jacket. We're getting into the Q&A now.
That's my favorite time. I like to take off my jacket because this is the best fun. I like, I'm hearing questions I never heard before. That's great. Throw them at us.
Okay.
Because I've been doing this 25 years. There's nothing you can throw at me that I can't answer.
Let me just make sure everybody understands. The reason for this call is to familiarize you with the trader and make sure you understand the big picture of what this trader is all about and how it could benefit you. This is not for people that already own the trader and they have a customer support question. Now, from time to time, if we have leftover minutes and time to answer those kind of questions, we may touch on a few. But in the past, we see there's a lot of questions coming in from people that already own the trader, and it's a customer service question. That's when you take the opportunity to email either support at systems.com or support at GoBabyTrade.com.
Just
Okay.
put it into the chat.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. This is not a customer support call. It's a explanation of the features and benefits so you can make an intelligent decision for yourself so you can make money while you sleep. Okay, Sandeep. Sandeep has the first question. First of all, thanks GoBabyTrade team. I bought this software and so far I'm getting some decent returns so far, but since 4 days, as the market, this is almost a comical question, but I don't blame them, but it's funny. But since 4 days, as the market is having a bloodbath, not even a single trade has closed. What should I do with this down bear market situation?
Well, if it's just going down like this, you can see there's not enough wiggle. It's not going up 3%. So you just
Yeah.
hold on, and don't worry.
Yeah,
Because
you can't get blood from a stone. If there's not enough movement to go up at least 3%, the market's going like this in the last 3 days. Now today it's up, okay, but how do you expect it to take a profit if it's going like this? It's gone down 10,
but it's not really up. You're not even up 3%.
right,
So it's got to go up 3% for it to take profits.
right, right. So hang on, listen again, like Edward said before, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Just be patient. What this market is as volatile as you could imagine. Just right now, it's having a sideways and a down trend. Okay,
But
but this
Sandeep can send email to us to support at gobabytrade.com, and I'll take a look at your trader and see if
yeah,
I see anything.
yeah, sounds good. Okay, thank you, Sandeep. Okay, George, no, Gregorg, I'm sorry. In the highest count section, highest trade counts, the summary of each coins per month is a statistic from all GoBabyTrade users, or is
No,
it summary derived from the settings as per user, that is in Ed's summary as per his settings?
it's a single. This is yeah. It's like paper trade. It's not paper trading, but back testing.
Uh-huh.
It feeds all the minute bars from last year. This is a single program that runs once a month. See, this one ran March 1st. It runs once a month for the whole previous year, and it sees how many trades it would have made. It has nothing to do with each individual auto trader. Each one of you have an independent auto trader. They're not all combined together to produce a report like this. No, this is if you ran this coin all by itself in a trader, this is the results you would have got.
Wow, that's cool
And
how you
it's
do that.
not another important thing here is don't look at the numbers. I don't like to say it like that, but the reality is I don't care that this one has 2,213. What I care about is it's at the top. That's what I care about. It's at the top. You could cut all these numbers in half and I'd be happy because all I care about is I care about who's at the top of this report. What do we trade? Most people trade in the top 10 of these coins. These are the ones that are turning out the most trades. So whether it's 356 last month, it really doesn't matter what the real numbers are. I just want the ones that have the most. If the most trades any coin ever gave was 20, then 20 would be good. But but or the least trades, I should say, right here I see a 55 which blows away any of these numbers here. So I'd rather trade this coin than that coin. See what I mean? It doesn't matter what the numbers are, just who's bigger. Does
Uh-huh.
that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Thanks for the question. Okay, let's go to, hold on a second. Let me get rid of that. That's done. Okay. So we got a question here from Veronica. When you launch your trader and it starts to learn and become seasoned, does the trader apply this knowledge if you start at $100 or $100,000? And if so, would it benefit us to get the trader going so it can start learning and applying this learning no matter what your account balance is? Example, it will apply what it learned at $100 to your account when your account balance starts to increase to go higher and higher balances.
Veronica, you hit the nail on the head. The sooner you get started for anybody, the better off you are. A well-seasoned auto trader, I'm glad you used that term. I'm hoping you're using it the way I use it. A well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory. Each one of my fingers is one lot going down. And I've got all this inventory going down, right? Because the coin dropped all the way down. So because I have a lot of inventory, a well-seasoned auto trader has a lot of inventory, a lot of negative inventory. That's great because when that coin jumps 20%, I'm going to sell a whole bunch of these off at once. And the example I could make of that is if I'm running a 7-Eleven like or a Quick Mart, a grocery store, and I only have one bag of potato chips on the shelf, and a school bus full of kids pulls in, I've only got one lot, right? And a school bus full of kids pulls in, how many lots can I sell? How many bags of potato chips am I going to sell? The answer is one. But if I've got a whole bunch of inventory, I'm going to sell a whole bunch of potato chips. And if I convert that to the crypto market, that's like a 20% move. I've got a bunch of inventory to sell off. It'd be like a whole bunch of 20% moves all at once, even though there was only one 20% move. But if you only have one lot, then and the coin jumps 20%, you only sell one lot for 20% up instead of four lots for 20% up each. See what I mean? So a well-seasoned auto trader, that's why Veronica's right. The sooner you get started, the sooner you get going. The sooner your trader starts getting well-seasoned and
Whether you
and
have $100, whether you have $100 in there or 20,000, right? It's getting
right.
seasoned.
It
Okay.
doesn't matter. Let the game begin. And
Okay.
every day you're not in there is a day you're just, if I wasn't in the market today, I wouldn't have taken that free money. That's just free
Yeah.
money. I wouldn't have
Right.
taken it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've had so many people tell me, because I talk to people for 6 months that don't even own an auto trader. Hey, you're all friends to me. Actually, you're my only friends. Because I live and breathe this. I love this. I
Well,
love, I love that I conquered the market. But I talked to somebody for 6 months, before he bought the auto trader. And then when he bought the auto trader, as soon as he bought it and turned it on, in a couple of days, he calls me and says, "Oh man, I should have turned this thing on 6 months ago." And that's
yeah.
what they
Well,
say. Once you see what it does, you realize you just threw away money for 6 months because all
yeah.
it's not doing any damage to you. All it's
Yep.
doing is taking free money out of the market.
Yeah, Veronica added a note saying she's asking because she wants to buy a trader for a friend, which is very nice, who doesn't have much money to put in it at this point. So that's why she was asking. So good job, Veronica, and nice of you to buy a trader for a friend. That's pretty cool.
That's a good
Um,
question too. Thank you.
yep. Yep. Okay. Now, okay, Raymond, I have done some bot compare. This is hilarious. I have done some bot comparisons. The
Okay.
latest was Pionex, Pionex.us. How does GoBabyTrade compare to Pionex and its Martingale bot?
That's deadly. Martingale is a deadly way to trade. That's like going to Vegas where you double your bet on each bet. And I don't like to use the word bet. See, right away that's got gamble in it. I'm betting. But they place a $2, $4, $8, $16, $32, $64. At any point when one of these goes up, then you've made enough money to cover all these losses, they call them. Okay? But that's a good way to blow up your account because 248, 16, 32, 64, 128, 248, or 128, 256, 512, 1024. Now you're betting $1,000 to win that $2 that you originally bet. That's all you're gonna make. You're
Okay.
betting 1,000 just to break even. It's a deadly, the wrong way. I mean, that's up to them. They can do whatever they want,
Yeah.
but I've looked at other AI. I don't really like to compare GoBabyTrade because I already know I'm light years ahead of all of them.
Yep.
But regardless, I don't like to compare with other ones. I did look at another AI bot that someone asked me to look at, and as soon as I went to their screen, it said we have 50 strategies that you can pick from. I'm like, all right, I'm gone already. How would I know which of those 50 strategies? Are you telling me you have 50 strategies that make money? Because I got one, and we're all running it.
Yep.
I don't have 50
Yep.
strategies to make money. I mean, they're gambling, and they're gambling with your money.
Let me answer Raymond's second question, which is easy. He says, is there a coach that comes with assisting with the setup of the GoBabyTrade? I bought some other bot, and he said it was a nightmare and setting it up. Raymond, I think a 10-year-old can set this up, but there's no problem. We've got Coach Edward and Coach Attila and Coach Ed Barsano and Coach Stephen. So we've got 4 coaches that at any point in time, if you can't go live by yourself, you just email us. And believe me, Veronica, who just asked the last question, I mean, she's probably asked me 20 questions already, and she's almost on every Zoom every week. And sometimes she asks a few others. So I do get back to people within 2 to 4 hours usually of seeing the email come in. So, if you can't set it up, you just shoot us an email. We'll get on a Zoom real quick and get you live in 5 minutes or less. It's
Yep, us
literally that
too.
simple. It's
Us too.
literally that simple. Yeah. Good
We don't
question.
leave anybody hanging.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you. Good questions, Raymond.
Now
Okay.
this is let me just add a comment. So I made this comment to a young lady that praised us and asked some questions. She was on I think it was last week's call. Is the people that you see on this call every week, and this isn't every week, right? Where this isn't educational, right? We can't teach everybody in a week, so that's why we do it repeatedly. But we are obsessed with your problem because it used to be our problem too, which is how can I make more money? How can I make more money? How can I make the most money with the least amount of risk? I've already talked on both ends of the spectrum. Literally, this is a marathon. If you do it and you do it long enough, you literally are right in the same seat that Mr. Barsano has now given us all. We've conquered the market. Guess what?
We've all been there. We've all been there.
You didn't have to program it for 25 years. You just get the benefit. We all get the benefit of it, and it literally and it, let's say eventually we all die, right? The system works for whoever you leave it to. This is
Yep.
I used paradigm shift before. This is a paradigm shift of what's available to the common person, man and woman, and anybody that wants to be in the market without gambling.
And everybody's in the same boat. If you're sitting there thinking, oh, I don't know enough, that kind of stuff, good. You're 99.9% of society.
I'm
As a matter
giggling
of fact,
because Brad says it's so easy a caveman can do it.
hey, that's
Yeah.
Geico. They'll sue us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get to a few others. Raymond has before I get to the other two, Raymond has just one more follow-up, and I'll grab this one, Edward. Give me a wild guess with $2,500. How long do you feel it would take for GoBabyTrade to pay for itself? That's financial advice. We can't give you any answer on that one
It could
because
take
it's
one
totally
day.
it's
I mean,
totally
there's no
market
way to know.
dependent. It's totally market dependent. What if we have another month of what we had in the last 2 days? That's a different answer from the market turning around and going up 30% starting tomorrow. So even if I wanted to, I couldn't give you a wild guess, but I will tell you this system has proven itself over 25 years, tens of thousands of satisfied customers, and you won't be disappointed. Just
No, there's no way
pull the
you will
trigger.
be,
Yeah.
unless you expect it to, unless you expect the market to go straight down, and I get people that sign up in one day, and on the same day, while the market's going down, they say, how come my auto trader's not taking money? And I'm like, well, there's got to be a wiggle there. You're buying while it's going down. Everything you're buying while it's going down, you're going to sell while it's going up on the wiggle.
Right.
Again, I can't show this enough. The wiggles, you buy here. I wish this big box would quit showing up. You know what I mean? You buy right there and you sell right there. See what I mean? You're buying and selling on the wiggles, and the wiggles are never ending. So I wanted to call this a life trader, and but that was already taken, that domain, lifetrader.com, because this is a life trader. Once you have an auto trader, you're gonna be wanting to mortgage your house to get more money into it. And and I actually put a blog out on the website that said don't mortgage your house, because people are doing it. They're getting credit cards trying to find more money, because once you see what it does, you're gonna want to figure out, where can I find more money to put in it.
You could have called it freemoneyforlife.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess.
yeah,
But my wife named it GoBabyTrade, and so
Yes.
43 years of marriage, remember what I said? In a marriage, you have to either be you can't you there's no part way in a marriage. You have to be all in or all out. So the sooner you learn to do it her way and just be all in.
See, there's your marriage counseling minute from Mr. Barsano.
all right, I'll do a couple more, and then I got to hand the baton off to Edward. So Raymond follows up by saying, "I only asked because of a recent rug pull. I was sold on a pitch on something that I lost $6,000. Well, listen, I've lost over 100,000 in the last 5 years. Not that that makes you feel any better, but I will tell you, I know
Hey,
this
I
man.
lost millions in the 2000 market crash. That's what ticked me off. So,
But the
yeah, but
bottom line is,
this one's not a scam. This is the real
I
thing.
know, yeah, I know Ed Barsano since 2012. We used to break bread, fly on airplanes to meetings together. So I
Hey,
know that.
how about, why don't we talk about that flight from Miami to I
No,
think it
it's
was Las
Tampa,
Vegas.
Tampa to Vegas, Tampa to
This is
Vegas.
a G-rated show.
I know, but man, we were I mean, I was watching Attila walking around with a laptop on a Friday in the middle of the day, showing people a live auto trader
On
trading
an
the
airplane,
market.
on an airplane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I never
uh,
saw anything like it, man. That was so much fun.
that was fun. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Plus, you have this community. You can come on here. We have 5 to 7 people that are here every week that are on tonight with us. Anyway,
We're like a
Jill.
club. This is like we're like
Yeah.
a club, really. I mean, I've known people for years, and like I said, all my friends are auto traders, are GoBabyTrade clients, and we're all, I mean, friends, family. We're all in it together, and there's nothing fake about what we're about the auto trader. This is just common sense, it's just free money. It's just going to keep taking it forever. And like I said earlier, don't I always say that, Edward? I feel like I got to be stopped because I'm just taking all this, it's like, isn't the market supposed to be risky and gambling? And I'm like, well, I don't
Well,
see it. I don't see it.
that's what we've been taught, but it's not. You've literally shifted everybody's thinking, which I warned everybody at the beginning of the presentation. This is not what you're taught in school. This is not what you're taught in professional trading school. This is, yes, you're diabolical, and please don't stop.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm not.
well, let's move on because I got to get through these last few. Jill from Canada says, "We are Canadians just getting started. Any advice?" Well, my advice is action beats inaction. You get a special $1,000 discount because you're going through a link that was specially negotiated with Ed Barsano and Crypto Casey. So you're saving $1,000. I say, just get started. If you need help, just email us. You have the emails in the chat, and we'll help you through it. I do several Zooms a week. Most people don't need it because, as the gentleman said a few minutes ago, it's as easy as a caveman can do it. but don't hesitate to call. Now,
Yeah.
she says, she also asks, I assume you can purchase this if you're outside the US. Absolutely. No issues. There's the regular price of $44.99. Your price, everybody tonight, folks, $34.99 for a 3-year license. That breaks down to $97 a month or $3.19 per day. A cup of Starbucks coffee is twice that much every morning.
All
Twice that
right.
much.
Ask
Okay.
for a half a cup of coffee and take the other half and put it in.
There you go. Half a
No,
cup.
we
Okay.
actually had somebody last week that said, "Oh, I just started with $2,000 and it's making me about $20 a day." Well, do the math. Do the math. If I say, "Give me $3.19 every morning, and by the end of the day, I'm going to give you $20," what would you say? How many dollars can I give you? Right?
Here.
And if you're looking at $20 a day, excuse me, $20 a day times 365 days is $7,300. So even if you just divided that in half, you're still talking about $3,650, which pays for the cost of your trader.
Why is it? Oh, here it is down here. $7,300 in 1 year.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, easy too.
We've got an anonymous attendee asking, can you please explain how taxes work when using this trader? I very much appreciate your work, guys. Well, anonymous, let me tell you this, like I tell everybody. The trader has nothing to do with taxes. It's just a tool that connects to your own Coinbase. See, taxes are always a function of your own exchange, whether it's Kraken or Coinbase. They send you a report at the end of every year. You decide what you want to do with that report or how you want to handle that between you and your CPA. The trader has nothing to do with taxes. It just sends the signal to buy XYZ at Coinbase and to sell XYZ at Coinbase. Okay, so that's that. Now, I will say this, folks. I love being here with Ed Barsano and my partner Edward every week, but I am literally in Iceland on vacation with my son, and I've got to go because I've got to prepare for some things for my flight back to the States tomorrow morning, and I hate to do this. Usually I stay on the whole time, but I'm going to hand this over to Edward, my partner. He's going to finish up the Q&A part. I'll be back here next week with all of you. Same time, same channel. And Ed Barsano, great seeing you again. Thanks so much
Thank you.
for answering the question.
Are you gonna try to figure out how to smuggle some of that pure ice back to the US?
And this water here is incredible. It really is. I mean, today, I got so many stories. One day, maybe next week, I'll throw some pictures up. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
And thanks again. I'm bowing out.
Yeah,
Bye.
Mr. Hevesy, great to see you, sir. Looking
Thank
forward to breaking bread with you when you get back, and safe travels.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Bye now.
Thanks,
All right, stay with us, and we'll continue on. We don't have too many more questions left, but let me make a comment that's not advice on the tax piece of the puzzle. Who asked that?
It was anonymous.
It's anonymous. Okay, so I'll say this: you would be very, 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 very wise to go find a tax expert that specializes in crypto. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Go look up on the IRS website, go look for an article that has to do with, just type in, is cryptocurrency, profits on cryptocurrency taxable? You're going to be stunned at what you find from the IRS because they don't really want you to know. I can tell you this without giving you advice. It's very, very good news. But you need to find a tax specialist that you can work with. And if you stay tuned long enough, we're not today, but in the background, we're putting together a school. If you've heard of the school platform, SKOOL platform for everybody that's part of the GoBabyTrade family. Doesn't matter where you came from. It's going to be a community that allows everybody to collaborate. The more collaboration, as Ed said, he learned most everything. He didn't know how to spell crypto when he started programming a crypto trader. The only one that exists on the planet. How did he learn it? From community. So in
Right.
that community, we're going to share with you somebody, as I'm recommending that you go find somebody that's an expert, somebody that's been doing it for 25 years, that has the absolute answer and written proof from the IRS of what you're going to find when you go look it up. Sorry to be so cryptic, but I didn't mean for that to be a dad joke, but uh, go look it up and you'll know what I mean. And if you want the information to the gentleman, the company that we're working with that eventually is going to be part of this community. Actually, I take that back. Already is part of this community. If you email support at RCT Marketing Systems, we'll refer you to somebody that you can talk to. But for everybody listening that has a concern about, oh my gosh, if you tell me I'm going to make millions and millions and millions and I'm going to pay taxes on it all, stand by. We've got the answer for you. So that's my
Well, my wife,
soapbox. Pardon me.
my wife always says, "Give to Caesar what is Caesar's." Anyways, I don't
Right.
care.
But
I mean, I would never let taxes scare me from making money.
right. I wouldn't either. Right. If the worst case scenario is you're going to make free money for the rest of your life, and you got to give 30 cents of every dollar that you made to somebody else. Guess what? 70 cents of every dollar of somebody else's free money in the market is better than nothing. So that's my little rant. So let's see. Raymond says I have been with Crypto Casey for about 6 months. Awesome, awesome. She's a super person.
She is
We
smart
know her
too.
personally. We've broken bread with her, and so and this is Raymond saying I've measured her enthusiasm, and she in big bold letters is in love with GoBabyTrade. I can tell you, if you're a fan
I
of Crypto
appreciate that.
Casey's and watched her since 2018, she started making videos. Actually, she was investigating this whole thing of the crypto market that she knew nothing about. And as she did her research, the more that she learned, she went, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to get involved in this. And there's a whole bunch of people out there that I'm going to bet are in the same position as I am. So guess what? I'm going to make videos 1, 2, 3 a week that are going to teach people what I learned. Right? She didn't know GoBabyTrade from anybody. We had the opportunity, chance meeting, talked about it. She was the most skeptical person on the planet until she actually bought it. She bought it at retail, $4,500, right? Because she wanted to give an arm's length true evaluation of this, right? And she said, listen, if I invested that kind of money and it ended up being a bad investment, at least I would know. And it's something that I would not speak about with my community. But guess what? She was blown away almost 2 weeks after she bought it and called us and said, this cannot be true, but it's true. It's working. It's just working, period.
She runs 2 auto traders now.
I know she tested it for the better part of a year, so she could recover from the coma that she was in, thinking this was the best thing that. And then what did she call it? She called it the holy grail of crypto, and she said that on one of her videos. Amazing.
Hey, that's a real compliment, right? Coming from crypto.
That is a huge compliment. And why does it sound like I'm jumping up and down on my desk? It's not from a sales pitch perspective. It is from an educational perspective of somebody that is a crypto expert. Crypto Casey probably knows more than 99% of the people out there that are in this space telling stories about what it's going to do next week and what it's going to do tomorrow and what it's going to do in a year. If you're not a Rabbit fan, please go all the way back to the beginning and listen. My point being is she's not going to promote something to her audience that she doesn't 1,000% believe in. So, Raymond, thank you for sending me on a tangent. Jill said, thank you. You're welcome. Any new developments with the succession plan? This comes up all the time.
Oh yeah, you mean it's my complexion? You know, they think I'm going to die tomorrow.
So, not my business to share all the details, but there is a succession plan in place. There is a safety functionality in place, multi layers from where the servers reside, the redundancy. This gentleman, Mr. Barsano, has not only built the smartest piece of software that I've ever seen, but he's built redundancy So if the world could almost come to an end and you're still going to be taking almost daily profits.
My auto traders will still be running.
So yes, there is a Chuck. There is a succession plan. You don't have to worry.
Well, think of things like if a light bulb goes out in your house, is another light bulb going to automatically pick up the workload from that light bulb? In the server in GoBabyTrade's server, how co-location center, if a server was to crash, and they do crash, I mean, their computers, hard drives go out, power supplies go out, things happen. If your auto trader happens to be running on that server, other servers right away start battling it out to get all the auto traders to run. So other servers pick up your server and start running it. I mean, pick up your auto trader and start running it. And this is all automated.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here right now. I'm at peace with the world. I'm at ease with the world.
And I'm excited. I'm excited because not because I want you to run out right this second and buy the trader. You'd be doing yourself an absolute favor. Please, 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 as you've heard all the way through this, do your own research. I'm excited because it literally has changed me personally, my personal legacy. I'm 60 years old and have a 10-year-old. I am in a position to make money and create a legacy for my children's children. That's why. Raymond says, yep, the Holy Grail is why I'm here today.
Well, you know what's interesting, though, is really, you go, speaking from experience, you go your whole life wondering about like the stock market, wondering, trying to figure it out, taking classes, reading books, and you're just trying to figure it out. What is the answer here? What is the answer? GoBabyTrade is the answer, because once you have an auto trader, that whole load comes off your shoulders.
Yep.
And you really are just at peace with the planet. I'm telling you from experience, I'm floating on air. I mean, I don't worry about my auto traders. They are cranking out money every day of my life. And, and that is one mystery gone.
Right.
When I conquered the stock market and the crypto market, even TD Ameritrade, when they called me in 2006 and asked me to connect, I said, "Why are you even calling me? How do you know me?" In 2006, and I couldn't beat his answer. It was just so profound. The answer, "You're real." That was his answer.
Yep.
I mean, that's cool, and it's the truth. Because once I took the gambling out of it and just turned it into automatic, just like you turn on your TV, it's automatic. Turn on a radio, do the microwave, right? Push the buttons to start the microwave. You don't even think about it. It's just automatic. You don't question it. And that's what the auto trader does. It just says the whole crypto market's just free money. I'm on board. Done. It's like you bought a crypto machine, but you didn't. It's just web based. So you just go to your browser and you're done. And it will change your life. I'm not a salesman. I'm just telling you reality.
No, and
I know how you'll feel. It just changes your life, really, because
it
the
does.
mystery is gone.
It does. And Raymond says, ask the question, does GoBabyTrade compound daily, weekly, monthly? I'll answer this in it's not a calculatable daily, weekly, monthly, but yes, it does. So when we talked about it, I think somewhere in here we've got a question about how to manage your profits, right? On the left-hand side, Mr.
Right
Barsano,
here.
going on your screen, manage profits. If you have it set, when you buy the trader, I talked about defaults before, this top box is set to 100%. That means that everything that it makes, if it makes $1, it saves $1. Now, what does that mean? It saves the dollar. It's still sitting in your Coinbase or Kraken account, which is very, very important to
Right.
know. The trader has no authority other than three things: to connect to your trader, to connect to your exchange account once it's set up. It doesn't have to be reset. And two other things it does, and it only has the authority to do: send buy orders and send sell orders, period. There's nothing that is managed physical money in the trader. It is all in the account that in the exchange that you're connected to. The example, it makes $1, it sets it aside, it saves it. If you set it and or leave it at the default, it saves the dollar. It's still sitting in your USD or USDC in your Coinbase USD if it's Kraken, and the trader knows not to touch that, right? If it makes 100,000 or $106,753.23, the trader knows that that's in a save bucket, that it's not going to touch it, period. Now, you can change that. Mr. Barsano could say, all right, it's going into a raging market. I want to put all my money in. You can go into the save account. First of all, save to zero. And then down the bottom in the current profits, he can release that money back into the trader, right?
If I want to release all of it, I just put a minus 106,753. I'm going to leave the 23 cents. All I have to do is that.
Right.
So now I only have 23 cents in my save bucket.
Right.
And if I want to put that back, which I'm going to do.
Right. So
I'm going to put it back. 106,753. I'm just putting it back. I just put the money back into my save bucket.
Right. So the direct
out and I put it back.
Right. The direct answer, Raymond, is it compounds. If you save 100%, it does not compound. If it's set to zero to save, then it will just regenerate that money every time it creates a profit. The trader will pick up the fact that there's more money now than there was before, and it will get reinvested, if you will, into whatever it decides to buy and sell whenever it decides to buy and sell. Right.
Yeah, it puts the principal, it puts the profits into like this $217, or each trade as it's making it. It took that $130 and put it into the save bucket. But the principal, the amount of money that it invested, like let's go to which coin was that? Sheeb. I'm gonna go down to Sheeb. You see, it invested $3,660.01. That's how much it invested in that one lot. But it took the profits. Whoops, where'd it go? It took the profit and put it into the save bucket, but the principal, the difference, it put that 3,660 back into the trader to allow it to continue using that money. Right. So it only saved the profit, this profit amount.
Right. Gregor says, very nice comment. I trust Ed Barsano 1,000%. I believe in the trader. I am buying one for myself. Thanks, Gregor. I think it's your first-time visitor, so we appreciate the opportunity to be able to share information that literally can change your financial future.
Cool. I thought I talked to Gregor too in email, right, Greg?
Maybe. Gregor also says, I've been following Crypto Casey since 2019. Wow, an early adopter. And how she ended up on her way to buying GoBabyTrade. That's cool. Yeah, she's an absolute sweetheart. And doing such a valuable service in releasing factual information, right? Anything you've watched about her coverage of GoBabyTrade has been fact. She's invested in it. She's bought 2 traders. So,
and for any of you that want to know about the crypto space, blockchain, DeFi, and there's so NFTs. I mean, just watch her videos. Just watch one video a day. You will be amazed. She is so smart. She knows way more than I do. I know how to crank money out of the market, but I don't really look at the rest of the stuff.
You stay doing what you're doing because you're the best on the planet. Raymond says, I like that strategy. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. Now, Veronica has a question specifically for you, Ed. What is the purpose of life?
The purpose of life.
We really should, Veronica, you're gonna have to call him directly because that's gonna take like 3 hours to explain.
Now you're talking about God and family, is my only purpose.
There you go.
That's my only purpose in life.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And helping my fellow man and having a bunch of friends. You guys are all friends.
Well, now you said it. This isn't a religious program, but my business plan for my life and for my wife and family and future is two things: please God, serve others. We are rabid fans. I'm not kidding. We are rabid
That's
fans
it.
about teaching you things that you don't know that you don't know. Here's a little fact. I'm also very passionate about it because I spent 30 years and 32 years inside the matrix. And I can tell you all of the things behind the green curtain are not meant for your success.
All right.
Mr. Barsano, you are real.
Oh yeah, the market will leave you bleeding in a gutter, man. I already figured that out years ago, and they
oh yeah.
don't care. They
And that,
simply do not care. And they never would want you to know. Somebody, I always get people say like, well, if that was real, there'd be no stock market or there'd be no crypto market.
why
And I
not?
say, why is that? Because if the auto trader is buying, it's not, it's buying because it's time to buy. And if the auto trader and the guy and whoever it's buying it from, if they're buying it from another GoBabyTrade auto trader, then that auto trader is selling it profitably. So they're taking their profit. We're both winners. Just like if you go to a store to buy a loaf of bread, you wanted the bread, you needed the bread, you went there to buy the bread. It was good for you. They're selling you the bread, it's good for them. We're all winners. There
Yep.
doesn't have to be losers in this. So people say, well, if everybody traded, with GoBabyTrade, there'd be no stock market. Well, first, it wouldn't hurt anything if everybody was, but the other reality is that would never happen because people are way too brainwashed. Way too brainwashed. You guys can all test that. Go out and ask anybody. Just try to tell anybody, and it's like they're just. I mean, I talked to one guy when I was getting some tires at Sam's. Sam's, I got my tires at Sam's. All the money I have, I don't go to no discount tire. No discount tire. So, and I talked to a guy for a half hour while we were waiting, and 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 when I was all done, he said, "Oh, I don't know about all this blockchain stuff." I never mentioned the word blockchain in a half hour. Blockchain is how things are stored. You can store documents in the blockchain. It's not just crypto
Right.
at all. Blockchain has nothing to do with making money in the crypto market. But yet he was brainwashed into believing that, you know.
Yep. Go by fact to go watch Crypto Casey. I mean, there's some other good resources out there, but Casey is in the same boat as we are. She wants to serve other people. Gregor says, yes, God and family. I live by that principle daily, Ed. You are a godsend. So stay young, stay healthy. We need you around for the next 60 years.
Well, if it's up to my wife, I'll be around for the next 70.
Well, good for us. Um, all right, back to semi-reality. Aaron asks, why are the default settings at 60 minutes, 3%, and 500/100?
All right, I can bang through that real fast.
Okay.
Starting here with, well, we know we have AI enabled, so that's always going to be enabled. Max lock's open in a single day. What happens here is what if the coin drops 19% in a day? And it goes down 2% and I buy, and it goes down 2% again and I buy. The auto trader is going to say, well, I'm not buying anymore today. We're on a downtrend. It's crashing. Let it go. Let the market breathe. The market is just going all over the place. Let it breathe. Let it go where it wants to go. So, so we're only going to buy it twice and we're going to stop buying. Now, if we're buying and selling, we could do that 20 times in a day. That's no problem. But if we're just accumulating lots, buy and buy, I'm going to stop after 2. Then we could buy more after midnight. It might drop 10% more by the end of the day. So let it go. I'm not in a hurry to put all my money in play in one day. And then the 60-minute pauses between trades, when it buys, say it goes down 2% and it buys, I'm going to wait an hour to see where it wants to go next. Because I don't want to just right away when it goes down another 2% buy it again. Wait an hour. It might go down 10% in the next hour. Those 3 indicators here, those 3 things right here, I added those when I turned on the crypto trader in 21, they're not in the stock trader because the stocks don't move enough. As soon as I turned on the crypto trader, I said, whoa, I got to figure out how to slow this thing down. These prices are all over the place. Slow down. Let's regroup here. Put some pauses in here. Let the market slow down. Let the trader slow down and let the market go where it wants to go. And the 500 it's really primarily for your only lot. If I only have one lot of a coin, I don't want to sell that lot for 3%. Because if I do, then I'm out of the position for 60 minutes. And, for only 3%. So the default is 100. I just happen to have a lot of money in my account, so I raised it to 500 because I don't want, because it would hit that 100 every day, too many times. So I raised it to 500. But if you're willing to give me $100, I'll sell that last lot and wait an hour to buy it back. Why not? You got a free $100, just take it. So that's primarily what that's for.
Excellent. So Raymond's asking, and I think I need to interpret this a little bit. Will there be a conflict if I pay for the not bot but the trader and link it to my sister's Kraken account? So one license to one account. If you're buying it for your sister and linking it to her Kraken account, by all means. You cannot
But if
connect
she
it.
has an auto trader already pointing at her Kraken account, that's going to be a problem. You
Right.
can't have two auto traders pointing at the same Kraken account.
No, but that actually brings up a good point. If you have a Coinbase account, let's say you have a Coinbase account that's your Coinbase account, and you want to buy one for your wife or your girlfriend or your kids, you can set up a portfolio. What's considered a portfolio? Just Google it, Coinbase portfolio, and you can partition it off so it looks like a separate account, which then you would need a separate trader to then connect to each one of those
portfolio.
accounts. Right.
To each portfolio.
So,
we have some families, husband, wife, and 2 kids. Some people said, when my kids are underage and stuff, hey, if it's all in your account, it's your account. It doesn't matter who owns the partition. You own the partition. You own it all. And so
right.
I have husband, wife, and 2 kids with 4 partitions with 4 auto traders trading in their Coinbase accounts.
Right. Yeah, and to further that, if as a matter of fact, we'll end up having an expert on talking about this in specific, is if you have an IRA, self-directed IRA, you can open up a Coinbase Prime account, and you can connect again, it needs a separate trader, but you can connect it to your self-directed IRA, which a lot of people did not know, but as they're learning it, as we're explaining it, which is why we're going to have an expert on. It's a huge deal. Literally, if your self-directed IRA was making 2 to 15% and you had the opportunity to connect a trader to it and make potentially significantly more, wouldn't you want to? So,
and we help you set up the partitions. It's no problem.
right.
Basically, a partition, just to explain what it is, it's like you have your default account that has all your coins and money without GoBabyTrade. And you might say, I want GoBabyTrade to not look at that account. I want to create a partition over here. I just want to put USDC in the partition and let GoBabyTrade just trade in that partition and not look at the rest of my account. So we help you set that up if you want to do it.
Yeah, we'll never leave you high and dry. I
Right.
posted both the RCT marketing systems, which again, Attila and myself are the support buffer for mostly non-technical questions, but we're getting and when I say technical, we can certainly help you connect your accounts. We know all of that. When you get into the nits and the noids or the bits and the bytes behind the scenes, a bit more technical questions, you can email Ed Barsano's team at the support at GoBabyTrade. But if you accidentally send it one direction or another, we're here to support you. We're all working. We're rabidly obsessed on helping you solve the problem of how do I make more money? So Michael says
we can all help you create, connect live.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Michael says, apologies, I joined late today. This may have been answered. Is there any knowledge regarding taxes for UK members? No. However,
No
just
idea.
as I suggested before, if you're U.S. based, worried about U.S. taxes, just in the UK, just look for somebody that is a crypto tax specialist. They will absolutely 100% be able to point you in the right direction. Michael, okay. Raymond says, okay, I'm in. Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family.
Yep. Michael says again, hi, general advice is to not have crypto left on exchanges. If chosen exchange was attacked, would our crypto through GoBabyTrade be safe? Any moves to link with Uphold? All right, two answers.
We are working on the uphold.
But working on the Uphold. The exchanges, right? If you're talking about, I can't speak specifically to Kraken because I don't have a Kraken account, but I can speak very strongly to Coinbase. Coinbase is the largest publicly traded exchange on the planet. May not be accessible to everybody on the planet, as we have, excuse me, we have over the last 3 or 4 months, we've had 70 countries represented. I can't speak to any of that, but if your country allows, and there's very few countries that banned or don't allow Coinbase, but Coinbase is a publicly traded company. Their security layers are so deep that one, on an exchange level, I don't think you have a worry in the world about them being hacked or even shut down, right? People have asked, well, what if the government comes and shuts down Coinbase for whatever particular reason? If you've been watching the news of late, very good news about more crypto friendly administration. I think it's going all in the right direction. And quite frankly, if you look at the whole lifespan of crypto, we are in the infantile stage, right? As soon as, quite frankly, I'm interested in smart regulations as well, because then it's not a matter of an overwatch. It's a matter of setting the guardrails so people are not scammed right by some other things that we've talked about. What we
And
do,
we're into security. GoBabyTrade is into security. We don't I mean, there's a security link where we talk about security. I use these fobs. I even put a link to buy it there that would be for a PC or a laptop, Windows. I talk about security and we have other security things, where I'm all about, I don't, for me too, I'm not going to make all this money and then have it stolen. So we're very much into security. Actually, when we help you connect live with Coinbase or Kraken, we're going to help you turn on security in your account, in your Coinbase account to prevent,
right.
coins from getting
And in
stolen.
in the meantime, if you decide to buy the trader, great. If you decide not to buy the trader, great. If you have a Coinbase account, go under the blog, look at the very first video that talks about the allow list. If it's not on now, regardless of the trader, go turn it on. It is a
Right.
security layer that prevents anybody from removing crypto to an external wallet without your knowledge. So please focus on that. Sandeep says, Ed, can you please explain more about the section maximum number of lots to allow continued trading while the default is set to 25 to 30 lots? He goes on further to ask, can I change it to 40 lots, which is a 100% trading window?
That would make it bigger. What that is, what Sandeep is talking about is this bottom one, the bottom rule. This is your expected trading window. If you had 3% drops, 40 lots. So what happens is your money, when you put it in, it tells the trader, I want to buy 40 lots. Picture if I was building toll booths. You have each coin is like a toll road, and the software says, let's put it to the default when you get your trader. It's saying, I want to be able to build 25 toll booths. There's the 25. And I'm going to build them 3% apart. picture if it's going down and I'm building a tow booth. So the software is reserving that money. It's allocating those funds. So for those of you who think that, oh, it's not putting all my money in, it's reserving it. It is doing its job. It doesn't need to build 25 tow booths because you're not down there. When you get down there, as you go through 3% drops, it'll build the tow booths. But it's reserving enough to build 25 of them. 3 times 25 gives you a 75% drop all the way down to there. This now, as long as the coin's price stays within that 75% window, you're going to trade in perpetuity. You don't even care where the price goes. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. But if it drops below that, then you're a buy and holder because the price went down here, but you ran out of money because all your money got allocated. All the tow booths got built. So now you're down here waiting for the price to go back up here so you can trade again. Now we have ways to handle that. Like I did, I raised mine to 40 lots. Okay, so I'm trading all the way to the bottom. I don't care where it goes. So you want to, if you want to be more, if you want to put more money in, you shrink this number. Now, if I went, say, to 20 lots, that's a 60% trading window, which means I shortened my trading window to 60%. Now that means if I run out of money there, after it reaches 60%, then I'm a buy and holder again down here. So, I mean, you start getting into gamble territory when you start shortening that number. You know, if you don't want to over shorten it, like 3 times, this picture's in my way, 3 times 10 lots would be only a 30% trading window. You'd have a real short trading window. You're almost like a buy and holder. Because when that coin drops 30%, you're a buy. You don't have any money to trade down here. So that's why the default is 25. I would leave it at 25. The worst I would lower it to is 20. Okay? Because I feel like anything lower than that puts you in, you could easily run out of money because the market could go down 50% like that.
Right. So, folks, we don't have that many questions left. If you hang out, we're very, very mindful of your time and attention. As long as you're interested, we'll continue to go probably for another 15 minutes, and I think that should cover it. Again, if you have any questions, if there's something that pops in your head an hour from now, just put it into the support at GoBabyTrade or support it at ECT Marketing System RCT Marketing Systems, and we'll be happy to get to it. So, Raymond, you're new. You're buying the trader. Your comment is the trader comes with a set number of tokens. Can others be added? Yes. First of all, there's not a set number of tokens. When you connect your trader, there's an option to hit default, and it will automatically fill in ACH, Doge, ACH, GRT, and Shiba. But you don't have to trade those. Those are
Doge.
what you've heard.
ACH,
Right?
GRT, and SHIB.
Right. So you can those are the coins that have created the historical triple digit returns. But now, as we mentioned when we showed you the high trade report, that didn't exist when Ed released and started trading. So what a lot of people do, and this is a very common question, is people will go with the defaults, but then they'll go to the high trade counts and pick one of the top 5 or 10 and add that in, because then you're assured of very, very extreme volatility. In our opinion,
These are very popular. These are very popular when they trade the defaults, which I call my staples, because I feel like the coins I'm trading should be $20 a share instead of going for $2 or 2 cents and 7 cents. So I want my staples, ACH, GRT, and SHIB, but then I could come here and pick two out of these 3, or if you have like $20,000, maybe pick all 3. You know, these are high volatility coins.
One of your traders is trading Swift, the number one, right?
It
So
was number one. I wanted to
right,
play with that one.
right,
I didn't have the right hand side of the screen when I did that.
right.
I didn't create because I only added the right hand side, the individual
A month
months just
ago,
a couple weeks ago.
right,
So I added Swift before I saw that.
right.
Now that I see these low numbers, I'm like, oh, I don't like that anymore, you know, but I went and bought it. So,
Right. Well, you've got spa, you've got. I mean, those are. It doesn't take much. Just like we were talking about ACH, it doesn't take much for those to double on just a real quick bounce because they're only at 1.6 and 1.9 cents.
yeah, right,
And Pepe's got me. Its lowest month over the past 8 months is 52, and that's 0.00000. It doesn't even show a price. It's one
right.
ten
I don't have
thousandths
enough
or
decimal places.
six ten thousandths of a penny. That to move 10%, 20%, double is a sneeze, and it's done it. Watch it. So
Oh yeah, I seen a coin go up 66% one day, and the very next day it went up another 100%.
that was Sheeb.
So
That was Sheeb, right?
that was Shiba Inu, right?
So, Raymond, brand new. If you're brand new to crypto, by all means, reach out to us. We'll give you some guidance, but this gives you a good foothold and a good foundation of how to do some research. Right? We want to give you all the answers. We want to point you in the right direction so that you have some confidence. But we're not going to leave you stranded.
What happens when you first sign up, the auto trader starts automatically in paper trade mode quickly. And that's okay. Some people say I don't want to trade in paper trade, I want to go live, but that you want to go paper trade right away, instantly, as soon as you sign up. It'll
Right.
automatically start trading in paper trade mode so that you have the right symbols and the right strategy. Usually you don't change the strategy, but you get the right symbols in there because then when you go live, it starts trading with those symbols. Now, a word to the wise, don't buy these symbols in Coinbase. Some people feel like they have to own the symbols. No, just put the USDC or USD if you're in Coinbase in Kraken. But for Coinbase, put USDC and let the auto trader do the buying because it knows how to do the money management, how to reserve how much money. So you don't want to just buy the coins right away because you will, I guarantee you'll buy in the wrong dollar value.
Right. Do all of your coin management in the trader.
And we help you set up the right coins and all that before you while we're setting up to help you go live.
So, Bill, we kind of covered this, but we'll go over it again. If I put $5,000 into the trader and use defaults, how much of the money is immediately used, and what is in reserve for when the accounts drop, or I'm assuming
All
coins,
right.
and the
I
program
can
wants
answer
to buy
that.
more,
I
right?
just answered that.
Yep.
It's only going to put your toe in the water up here, and then it's going to reserve enough money to buy that coin 25 more times. So it's not going to put all your money in play right away. It's only going to put a little of your money. That's a
Yep.
common question I get all the time is people
Yep.
think they need to put a lot in up there. That's not a good idea.
Right. It's 2.5 million lines of code and 25 years of very, very focused hard work. Ed never said the reason why he's so pale and you ask these secession questions is he never gets out of his basement. We got to get him out more. Right. But he's working on behalf of all of us. All right. Only on the today's move percentage, does that reset to zero every 24 hours? I believe the answer is yes, and it is all system. The system is set to Eastern Standard Time.
Right. What is today's move?
Uh,
Percent.
no. On your dashboard, go to your dashboard. There you go. Today's move, first column to the right of
Oh,
currency.
this?
Nope, one over. Nope, over.
Oh, this.
Right
Yeah,
there.
that's just since midnight last night.
Right,
I mean, since midnight this morning.
right, right. Last night, this morning. Right.
Yeah, right.
Very good. All right. I have it set to 20 lots, and I am close to running out of money. What will
And this,
happen if I change the lots to 30 or 40? Does it rebalance all of the lots? No.
well, it's not going to mess with the lots you already own, but it will reallocate the new money that you have. Plus, at that point, if you ever got down there where you did run out of money and you needed to extend your lots, you could go to your saved profits and release money to give it money to trade down there. That's why I say save 100% of your profits.
Right.
I
And a
already
lot-
have $100,000 in there. I don't need to save more.
Yep.
But everybody should save 100% of their profits. It will come in handy later,
Right. And a
should the
lot of people,
market crash.
yeah. And I'll cover this at the end, which shortly I'll cover this. I'll show a couple of examples. People always ask, how much money do I need to put in to actually, pay for the license? Well, that's a crapshoot, not a gamble, but I'll explain it in detail. Give us a bit and we'll show you we'll show you a couple of examples, and then you can do the math based on what you feel you want to put in to the trader.
Once you get going, you're going to want to put it all in, but that's okay. You can start with a smaller amount. That's quite fine. But I'm just telling you, no.
Kimball, we hopefully you did not fall through the cracks. Kimball says he's a current client. I sent an email to support last week. Would love to talk with someone for a few minutes just to check my trader and give some thoughts. What can I do to make an appointment? Send it to support at GoBabyTrade. And I apologize, I did not see your email. Apologize if it got lost in the shuffle, but please send it to Ed's team and he can schedule something for you. We certainly don't want you to be floundering around. Kimball also says, I've been using Kraken at first. Is it better to use Coinbase? Is there a meaningful difference in the results people get between the two? Thanks so much. I'll make a couple of comments and then Ed can jump in. So I personally don't like Kraken because you can only trade with USD. That is a US centralized dollar. I like to be going forward, my strategy has been every dollar that I put into anything stays in crypto. USDC is crypto. Once in crypto, I don't leave crypto. Once in decentralized finance, I do not leave it. So my 2 cents would be that Coinbase has you can use USDC or USD. Use USDC. Make your profits in USD. Keep them in USDC as well. My other opinion about Coinbase versus Kraken is Coinbase has a significantly larger number of coins on their exchange. So it may be, and there are very few countries that disallow Coinbase. If I threw them both up in the air, I'd catch Coinbase.
Yeah, I prefer Coinbase. I like their security better. Plus, a lot of the top coins only trade at Coinbase. See?
Anonymous says, "Can you add a column for the smallest month?" So click on the
Yes, I did that. I'm doing that. I'm working on that. I had a problem with it actually. I had a problem with the sorting at the top. But yes, so you don't have to come out here and find that 15 or that 12. I
Right.
wanted to put it right here. Yeah, I actually programmed that this month, but then I had a problem with it. It messed up the sorting up here. Hey, I'm just a programmer, all right?
You'll figure it out. I'm highly confident. Brad says, would highly recommend people just use the defaults Ed has already set. You can't outsmart the trader. Yes, but you can use this report.
Yeah, and grab a couple, one or two from up here. Like
Right.
I'm telling you, these are popular coins. These three are so popular. Actually, these four. And you can look at their lowest months. 55, 52, 48, and 48. And then all the other numbers are much bigger for every month. I mean, yeah, I love them. And everybody loves them.
Kimball asks what happens if the trades go down like 60 or 70%. I have some trades that are like that. If I understand it correctly, the trader would just hold them until eventually the coin goes back up. Well, that is true. That is the programming of the trader. However, 60 or 70% moves in this market are
They
going to
bounce right
be
back.
they are going to be very common, right? And you notice that Ed, when he showed his and we usually get a lot of questions about, well, wait a minute, your profit and loss shows that you're underwater on all of them. No, those are inventory that you absolutely want to have. He's had that account open for
And the account, the
several
thing is, you
years.
can't measure that because these coins dropped 60% in this last month, in the
Right,
last 30 days. They dropped 60%. All these, this was all net positive. All this negative stuff just occurred.
right,
So I'm well seasoned. So anytime they make a big move, I'm selling a lot of lots off. So
right,
I
right.
mean, if you
And
could actually have a lot of lots underwater, the more lots underwater you have, I discovered over the last 3 years, the better.
yep,
It's beautiful
yeah.
because
Don't even
anytime
look
it
at
has a big move, you sell off a lot of inventory at once.
once it's set up. Yes, yes. Have you looked at this snapshot and went, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch in the P&L? Well, that is unrealized profit to be, is the way that I'll put it. When this market starts to move, and here's my personal opinion about what's happening, and Ed will chime in on this probably, is that with all of the wind change and the atmosphere, talking like I'm a weatherman, atmospheric change in the shift to from a an anti-crypto sentiment to a pro-crypto sentiment. There's a lot of shifting winds again with the weather analogy. I can almost assure you that prices are being manipulated and being depressed so that the very, very wealthy, the ones that are making the rules to come, are forcing them down to load up on them.
And they have Joe Public scared out.
Yep. And
Look at
you're right.
January 31st. Remember what I said about a well-seasoned auto trader having a lot of lots to sell. Look at all these. And when ACH made that move on January 30th and 31st, look at all these, just all sells, no buys. You're selling everything you bought, all these lots that you're sitting on that you thought were underwater. Look at the profits I made on these,
Yep.
654, 852, 609.
All
And
in a matter of a couple of hours, right?
yeah, all
Well,
these. And
yeah,
then
what
look at
up?
January 30th. Again, all sells, no buys. It's just
Right.
that coin was going straight up and all that inventory that I
So
was
when you
just
went
sitting on.
right, when
That's
you
why this doesn't scare me one bit. This is pennies.
right,
The coins, when I was down ACH, I was down like over 200,000 over here in the open positions. And then it sold all that off and it just took all that profit.
right, right, and I watch me. What I mean, not watch me. Watch the market. You can join us anytime on these weekly webinars. Every Wednesday, 2 o'clock Eastern. Come back a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. Let's have this same discussion and let's review where things. Geez, you remember a couple of months ago when somebody magically behind the green curtain was forcing these prices down? Watch what's going to happen. If you choose to buy the trader now, here's what I want you to pray for or hope happens is the next 2 weeks to 30 days, the market continues to be depressed because you will be buying lot after lot after lot. You will be buying so many bags of potato chips that you're going to have a run on them and you're going to sell out just like the ACH in a matter of days. And likely it's going to happen in your sleep.
But
You're
look
going
what
to wake
happened
up.
here. Look what happened at 8:07 p.m. on January 26th. Multiple lots. There's one lot, two lots, three lots, four lots, five lots, all sold at the same time. This is what I'm talking about. Oh man, all at 8:07. Look at all that. All at 8:07. That's all those lots that I had sitting there. They all just sold off at once at the same time. Coinbase sucked in those trades. I thought they were going to crash because it wasn't just my auto trader. It was almost everybody's auto trader because
Thousands and
everybody
thousands and
owns
thousands.
ACH.
Thousands of trades at tens of thousands of trades at 8:07. Fred's got a great question. When we were looking at the live trader, which we're looking at again now, I noticed that Ed's trader has an open position for ACH. My question is, how come my trader didn't make the same open into ACH?
We're all different. We're all over the place. We're all buying, and maybe you already, it's up to your last buy. If it's up to the last position, if I look here, how much, just click on the plus by your ACH, and you can look across and see how much it's down. Is it down 3%? In my case, that one's up. Like this one was down 8% after I sold the one that was down, that was up 3%, up 2.82. So once this one closed, then this one bought, because the one before it right here is down 8%.
It's
It's
all
down
market.
over
It's
3.
all market timing dependent on your specific trader as a standalone.
Every trader is different. We're all over, the market's all over the place.
Right. But trends over time, if you own ACH, which you do now, and Ed does, right? When it drops there 3%, it's gonna buy more. And sometimes it's in tandem as just on the upside of ACH. Veronica says, thank you very much. She says the webinar keeps getting better and better every week. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Ed.
It's only if I can get these guys to stick around,
So, Gregor, how many, and this is a proprietary question, but feel free to expound upon it, Ed. Ed, how many GoBabyTraders are there out there now? Any numbers? My comment is not enough yet.
Thousands.
Yeah, literally thousands. Thanks for clearing that up. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate the feedback. All right, we got 3 questions left. Actually, we'll go all the way back to when we started. Sorry about that. Paulie, I remember you from last week. Hey, guys, just wondering if there's an update on Uphold. Yes, there's no update, but it's being investigated. A lot of people are asking that.
You keep me on here all day, I'll never have time to program it.
We'll let you go in a minute. We just got another question in, but we're going to cut this off we got 2 more minutes, then we'll be at 2 hours and 30 minutes. Also, Ed, can you explain the logistical interaction that happens when you make manual trades on the Coinbase instead of using inside the trader? Does the trader react ASAP or recalibrate after midnight reset? You guys are awesome. Thanks.
It's not after midnight. Okay. If you do a trade manually at Coinbase, it takes because the auto trader doesn't know about it. The auto trader will take 1 hour to wait. It sees that the shares don't match GoBabyTrade. What's at Coinbase all of a sudden doesn't match GoBabyTrade. But so we don't know what's going on up there. We don't know, did an order go through up there, a manual trade? Is the order done? Is it a partial fill and we're waiting for more? That would cause 1 hour before the auto trader can reconcile that.
Got it.
But if you do the trade in GoBabyTrade, then it's instant.
Didn't know that. Thank you. I learned something new as well. Paul also asks, is there a way to get on an email list to get recordings weekly automatically, or do I just have to request them individually each week? Interesting. So the system is set to, for example, after today, it will render the recording. We then put it into into a follow-up email that's automatic from Zoom every week. 24 hours later ish, you should get the recording. Now, if you don't, then let me do this. So I'm gonna put in the chat. We house all the recordings now on my company, Financial Intelligence for You, a YouTube channel. So if you don't get them, look for them. If something happens in the email, first check your spam. 2, if you don't get them, shoot us a message at support@RCT Marketing Systems, and we'll drop a link in, or you can just bypass all of that if you don't get it. And I'm going to put it in. So it's at at Financial Intelligence for You on YouTube, and you can pick up any of the recordings there. All right, so excellent. Paulie, again, looks like we got one more question, and we'll let everyone go. One more. Should we increase 3% profit setting to a higher limit during a bull uptrend? I know AI will tell traders to wait if the price goes up, but like Sheeb and the others in 180 days lows and will shoot up fast. So don't want to take small profits if the profit is moving so fast, like Solana and XRP will explode. You're right about that. Just wondering, just want to make sure AI will keep the reins on it to take maximum profits. Thanks, Paulie. Great question.
It does. The software does. The market moves in bursts, and so if the market moves fast, big, it's not gonna take the small profit, it's gonna take the big profit. So it's not like I wouldn't be messing around changing the percents, because if you raise the percent, you're gonna miss a lot of small moves in here, at the lower price. You're gonna miss the 2% move, the 3% move. I wouldn't do that. If you raise it to 5, you're gonna miss the 2%, the 3%, the 4% moves, and there are a lot of those. I wouldn't be changing the percents. I
Yep.
wouldn't be fiddling. I wouldn't be fiddling with the strategies at all.
Yep. Well, yeah, just look at the ACH position that we showed a couple of times. Just let the AI do what the AI does. So I'm gonna do this. It seems like a lot of people have missed this. So what I'm putting in the chat now is I want to say it was a little bit over a month ago. Crypto Casey did a long video specifically 100% on the trader and her experience. Go watch it. It's very informative if you haven't already seen it. And I'm also going to put her exclusive discount discount link in again. Please go do your research. But I put it so early in the chat. I don't want you to miss that. Go do your homework. Go do your research.
I don't know what that means, by the way. Your homework
and
research. What is there to research, by the way?
Well, somebody new to the crypto market, and I'm just being sort of agnostic.
Oh, that's going to be very dangerous, because then they're going to be seeing all kinds of junk out there. One of the things that they're going to see that's really bad is they're going to see these traders that let you do all kinds of things.
Let me clarify my suggestion. Go do the research within the tools that we have given you. That discount link takes you right to.
Oh, you mean the research over here?
That's correct. All of the things,
all right.
the trade reports, the high trades, the security, the blog, the frequently asked questions. Yes, don't leave this brilliant universe right here. Sorry,
Right.
I threw you for a loop. Do your research right here, because you don't have to go anywhere else. And by the way, this information is not available anywhere else. So sorry.
Because all right, thank you.
Wipe your brow, put your shirt on. I don't want to have
to. You are sending them out to the wolves, man.
No. Right here. Put your shirt back on. I don't want to brawl with you.
There are systems out there that, even my old system that was downloadable software, it had 10 screens of things you could change in your strategy. And I used to call it 10 screens of ways to blow yourself up. And people were blowing themselves up all over the place. They're changing numbers and everything all over. And I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Don't do that.
That's why this trader doesn't have all that junk.
Right.
This trader chases money directly.
And I'm not going to promise anything on your behalf, but you are extraordinarily focused. Literally, you eat and breathe this stuff. Get out into the sunlight every once in a while. But if there's any significant, and we've talked about this before, if there's any significant shift in the market, then Ed sends out infrequently, because or if there's enhancements to the trader, you're going to know about it. Once you're part of the trader community, there's nothing that's going to sneak by you. Mr. Barsano and his team is not going to let you know.
Yeah, I sent email back in November, and I said the market is heating up now. The 2% moves that we were going for I'm going to raise mine to 3. So, and I changed the default strategy. So for new users to 3.
Right.
And then I
Interesting.
sent an email to everyone and said, and he gave you, and then I even said, if you want me to do it for you, I'll do it.
Right. Interesting. Interesting. You just said that. Anonymous wrote in and said, what if I lower it to 2%? Don't touch it.
I wouldn't.
So with that, Ed, can you believe there are no more questions? We've never done that before. However, I did promise everybody 2 hours and 30 minutes, and we've gone 6 minutes over. So, Ed, do you
So
have,
you know what the secret is? Kick Attila off earlier.
so with that, Mr. Barsano, I am personally so grateful for allowing us to share this message with as many people as we can. By all means, if you're interested in the trader, buy the trader. Do your research right here. Don't get Mr. Barsano upset at me. Do your research right here because you got all the tools that you have.
I just don't want the clients, the people
Yeah.
to go out there and then they see all this junk out there, all these scams that say things like I can guarantee you 100% a month returns and stuff like that. That's all scams.
We haven't guaranteed
Nobody.
anybody anything, but we have provided historical fact of something that as you can see, Mr. Barsano and all of us, quite frankly, are so passionate about. This man put his life into serving other people in the form of this trader and is there every day. You don't have to come on here every week, but he is passionate. As I
I
said,
look forward to it.
we're rabidly passionate about helping you make more money. That's all. It doesn't buy you happiness, but it don't hurt. So with that, actually, I did promise that I would give you a couple of examples. So I know I keep saying, wait a minute,
Can I
but
stop sharing
actually,
now?
yes, please just stop sharing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up 2 examples because people are always asking, well, wait a minute, how much money do I have to put in here to make it worth my while, whatever that means. So let me just show you. I'm going to share my screen again. So if you were, can you see my screen, Ed?
Yes.
My assumption is everybody else can as well. So if you were to purchase the trader, $3,499 at the 3-year $1,000 discount through CryptoKC, and then you decided you were comfortable with $2,500 in the trader. Let's assume that it's going to do, in this example, it's going to do at least what it did over the last 3 years, which is triple digit returns, as I said at the beginning, and we showed examples of that, over a 3+ year period, soon to be 4, in an 85% crypto winter down market, right? If it just did that again, right, at the end of 3 years, you would have $20,000 value approximately, if it in this example, minus the cost of the trader. You'd have 16,000. Actually, you'd have to minus the $2,500 in there, and that would all be profit, right? But if I said to you, give me $2,500, or I use the more simple example is the coffee. If I say, give me $3.19, and I'll give you $20 a day. Give me $3.19 a day. I'll give you back $20 a day, and it's relatively conservative. How many $3.19 would you give me or not give me? Would you put into your own trader, right? So the other example is I changed it to $5,000. Obviously, you can do your own math. It gets bigger, right? $40,000 at the end of the 3 years, or 36,500. And this would be obviously at the 5-year period. You would have to renew your license, but still, if you're making the potential of triple digits, let's just say this. Let's just make it easy. What if it only returned 25% year over year compounded, and you were just putting all that money right back in? Do the math. There's no downside. I explained that there's only 2 ways to blow it up: to lose money, manually trade, or change the parameters in the default parameters in the system, or the coin goes out of business. Do your research within the tools that we've given you. Supply, demand, liquidity, and utility. Look at utility, which is what the company does. Alchemy Pay, 190 some countries. They have a market cap of $260 million. They're not going anywhere. Coinbase is not going to ding their reputation. So and if you have questions, ask us. Ask us to set up a meeting and we'll work with you one-on-one. So with that, taken way too much of your time, but I hope you found some value. You've got Warren Buffett mixed together with Albert Einstein. This guy is, dare I say, more valuable than who he used to work for.
You couldn't pick one more person that at least looked good.
Listen, man, that we kind of offset one another. We look very similar. So with that, thank you so much to everybody. Appreciate it. Ed, Veronica says Ed is priceless. Jill says great info. Have a great evening. Everybody as well. Thank you so much. Look for the recording. If you do, Ed is priceless. If you don't see the recording, reach out to us or go to the YouTube channel that I gave you the @ symbol to, and we are at your service. Bill says, thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Join us again. You can use the exact same link that you used today to register for any weeks out, but we do have you register for each one because we need to know the capacity. Sometimes it pushes 500. Today's a little bit smaller crowd, but we want to be able to serve everybody. And because we had a little bit smaller crowd, we were able to interact and goof around a little bit more. So, Mr. Barsano, with that, so appreciative. Thank you. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.